Hello, everybody out there in comic book land. My name is George Serrano, aka The Don. And if you're with us right now, you can only be with us for one reason. It's a brand new episode of the Major Issues Podcast, brought to you each and every week by comicbookclick.com. And as always, I am never alone. Ma'am, if you could please introduce yourself.
I am.
Jessica Roberts is here. We're here to talk some bloody affairs here, but we wouldn't be doing that without our other guest. Sir, if you could please introduce yourself.
I'm Simply Sawyer.
Simply Sawyer is here, making his debut on the Major Issues Podcast. Super excited to have you by, brother. And it's about this book. You had to come on to talk about this book. I had to have you on to talk about this book. The two people around me right now that I am sandwiched between are some of the biggest fans of the story we're going to talk about here today. And that is Exquisite Corpses, which just wrapped up a couple months ago. It's 13 issue sort of run there. Super stoked for Tiny. We actually got to go to a signing where they announced that this was option for a television series, I believe. Was it? It has to be a series. It can't be a movie.
No, is it a? No,
I mean, I don't think it can make this movie.
yeah.
Yeah, but everybody's loving it. Variant covers, galore, gorgeous imagery. This was a labor of love from so many different creatives, not just Tynion and Michael Walsh, who I would believe co-created the series, at least co-founded the series, but so many other different creatives came on board to draw, to write, and this really feels like a crazy collaborative effort, and an extremely sort of fun and bloody time here. Sawyer, can you talk about first picking up Exquisite Corpses and how you feel about the series?
If James Tynion the Fourth's name is on a comic book, I'm going to buy it. It's not even a question. So this was an automatic buy for me, and I didn't even know anything about it. This started coming out at a time where I was really out of the comic book game. I was not up, especially on my indie stuff. And I saw this, and just the cover is basically all I knew. James Tynion and the cover. So I pick it up, I read the first issue, and I am enthralled. This is exactly what I'm looking for in an indie horror comic book. I mean, this is amazing stuff. So to be able to follow its 13 issue run, to be able to write reviews for the better part of those issues has been amazing. I mean, we got to talk to Tyler Boss about it, and
Yeah.
he was a big part of this series. He's doing Rascal Randy now, which I am super pumped for. My first review, I believe, is out now.
Yep.
So yeah, man, I have so much to say about this series. I could talk about it for longer than anybody would want to watch.
I'm lucky that we have you on. Yes, I know the series was a big series for you. You collected multiple covers, got to speak to the man who actually created it, get his signature on some of this stuff. Now that everything has settled, do you think that this sort of hit the landing?
I felt like it never slowed down. Like right up to the finale, it just kept going. Everything just kept building and getting better and better. For me, I think like this was honestly the first comic that I had never heard of Tiny. This was the first comic series that I just kind of was looking at the preview magazines, and I was like, oh, I know what an exquisite corpse is like in the art world. And I'm a big like surrealism fan and like Dolly and Magritte and stuff. And so
Yeah.
I saw it from that perspective, and I thought that the characters looked cool. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna get that. And I never imagined that it was gonna blow up the way that it did. Because it was just some random thing I found in a magazine. It wasn't like I had expectations from any of the writers at all. I don't think I knew any of the
Oh,
creators.
the other writers on it.
I don't think I'd ever heard of a single one of them.
I mean, I think I'm in the middle because I was a Tynion fan, but I didn't know him for his indie stuff. I knew him for some of like the Batman and Robin stuff that he did. I'm a huge
Bobby.
Damian Wayne fan, so he wrote some stories with them, and Detective Comics. That Detective Comics Rebirth run is amazing, and I got to tell him that to his face, so that was pretty cool.
What I told him when I met him was, at the time I had one.
There you go.
I had it on the chalkboard, or like whiteboard at my school. Chalkboard.
Yeah, right.
I had it on the whiteboard at my school in between a Vonnegut book and a Kierkegaard. And a Kierkegaard book and a Tynion book and a Vonnegut book. I was like, I just need you to know that these are like the names that you are with. This is my only experience with the man, with this quality and so well. Amazing.
Yeah, the questions this forces you to ask yourself are right up there with a Kierkegaard and a Vonnegut. Like, yeah, that's awesome. That's super awesome.
It's I thought also the series was incredibly cinematic. You can see how it would lend itself to a television series very well in its ability to build up tension just through shots. Some of the bigger Rascal Randy moments have no dialogue in it. It's just him creeping from behind or coming out of a lake, like a Jason-esque character there. And you know they had to have a blast coming up with some of the characters that we'll talk about in this, and we'll talk about the fact that I thought some of them were going to go a lot further than they did, and how this goes. You get roughly a killer issue. Does that math check out?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like one or two that are like there's more than one, or not one, but it evens out overall about one an issue.
Yeah.
I think there's maybe one or two issues where none of the die, but there are definitely deaths.
Oh,
Like, some big deaths.
But then I think what's funny is that what happens is they double back and get rid of them because of ultimately what the ending will be that we'll talk about. Are people not necessarily on the board, so they seemingly get through their number before they even get to the final issue, which is really, really interesting how that all plays out and how the rules end up getting changed. I think it's a pretty basic fear right now that the elite are just pulling strings out of boredom with all the poor people. And it's especially those who fall through the cracks that end up being pawns in situations like this. So I found that pretty interesting in and of itself. Everyone here is pretty irredeemable. There's some people that are a little bit more shades of gray. I expect that we'll get a lot more information on people like Fox Mask Killer when their series comes out, with Jay Grayson writing that, who writes Absolute Catwoman right now. So like, talk about like a perfect pairing there. And some of them like are just cool based on their designs. You know nothing else about them based on than what happens to them in this issue. But in setting up this world, which they take a long time to do, the first volume is only 3 issues because the first issue is double sized. Triple sized. It's 64 pages. Golly, so it's triple sized. And in doing so, in building this world, it feels lived in, and it also, I think, lends to the accessibility to do spin-offs, or like it's Hunger Games. We just did Hunger Games, so why not look at the Hunger Games from 40 years ago? If this is a game that's been going on for as long as it purports to be, you can do one set anywhere at any time. The next games, that's the rumor that it might actually be taking place in the 80s. And the fun thing about the 80s, tons of serial killers in that era that they could be pulling from. So all of that is super good there. But we're gonna get into our full spoiler heavy recap and review of this comic. I'll be going through, I think, like, my notes for the first issue are the heftiest, and then they get pretty truncated from there, as we already know the world and the universe. And we'll be stopping at several points just to kind of talk about what was going through our head when we saw and heard some of the stuff there. So if you haven't read Exquisite Corpses, I would say go out there and get it now. I think that it's one of those, like, that first book is very much a litmus test of how you're gonna feel about the rest of the series. And then even when you think you know where it's going, it goes in so many different directions that I say stick with it, even if you're not 100% sure in the beginning.
They have ash can.
I thought so. When I was looking up, doing some of the research for this, it said, like, read issue 1 online, and I was like,
not the full first issue.
I think that's Image's new sort of.
Or maybe it's issue online. So maybe the whole thing is.
No, I think Image
But
has a new initiative. It's almost
yeah,
it's the drug dealer
enough of
initiative.
it. Enough of it. For
Yeah,
sure.
just take the first one. The first one's on me, and you got to pay after that. But Exquisite Corpses is an action horror comic book limited series created by James Tynion IV, Michael Walsh, and published by Image Comics and Tiny Onion on May 14th, 2025. 13th is my birthday, so it's really hard for me to forget that this came out right around that same time. Uh, but yeah, let's get into it. So, our story starts off on Halloween, October 31st, with Oak Valley gas station attendant and everyone's favorite, Meth Head Mike. And Meth Head Mike is ranting about the conspiracy theories to the local sheriff. The sheriff leaves a note at the station for an EMT named Laura and then heads to an overpass for a meeting with a mysterious man. In exchange for leaving town, surrendering his keys, and swearing to never return, the sheriff is given a new car, $10 million, and a completely new identity. The mysterious man warns him that returning to Oak Valley will carry deadly consequences. As soon as the sheriff pulls away, the mysterious man, later revealed to be the groundskeeper, orders his crew to cut the local phone lines and deploy surveillance drones. Really, really mysterious stuff up top. Knowing what we know now, I don't know how I feel about this man, knowing that his niece was down there in Oak Valley. I mean, he gave her a note, please leave, but holy hell, there's a good chance he didn't know how bad this was going to get. Is that
Yeah,
an excuse enough for his actions here?
I do. If content,
What'd you think of this opening, Sawyer?
This grabbed me. I mean, immediately. Like I said, I got it based on James Tynan's name is on the cover and it looks cool. I'll grab it. And within 5 or 10 pages, I'm in. You've got me. So yeah, this guy, and I love stuff like this in all my media where you meet a character, you don't really know what's going on. There's some mysterious beginnings of some things happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, this had me hook, line, and sinker immediately.
Yeah, there was no, as you know, as the sheriff of, whatever,
yeah,
there was none of that. You just get dropped into a world that, again, feels already lived in. So you're coming
Yeah.
in on half conversations. You're coming in with only a bit of information. Um, so we cut to a massive control room where a coordinator known as the Game Master is preparing the space for the families, 13 of the wealthiest dynasties that have controlled America since its inception. After a century of infighting, they established a democratic, highly lethal tournament to decide which family controls the others, and by extension, the nation for the next 5 years. Every 5 years on Halloween, oh, that's when the tournament takes place. But every 5 years, the family leaders, referred to only by the state they represent, gather to pick one of 12 cards, each representing a specific weapon. Each representative must recruit a killer to wield their chosen weapon. Killers are dropped into a sealed remote town on Halloween for a kill or be killed battle royal. The lone survivor wins $100 million for themselves, and their sponsoring family wins total control of the country. While some families take the tournament deadly serious, others are content with their current standing and choose their killers based on side bets, such as who will rack up the most kills. So there's already a sense of overall apathy from the elites where they don't give a damn about us. But now some of them are not even trying to win the game. They're to entertain themselves. They've gotten the worst of the worst. People with crazy, I mean, even lone gunmen who get probably the most backstory for because he gets a whole issue where he gets to communicate with somebody.
we did all the exposition.
Yeah,
Basically, I thought that was show at least one of them being.
yeah. But the thing is like he seems like a guy who just doesn't want to be in this until he gets
Yeah,
kind of roped
no,
into
not at
this.
all, and not like
Well, she makes a funny remark about him being the cause of over 400 civilian deaths.
yeah, but that early exposition
Yeah,
wasn't.
it's some sort of weird shady military stuff.
He did up shit, and he feels bad. It wasn't.
That's why he was like a middle of the desert hermit at the beginning, is because he had just fully pulled out of society after
Yeah.
whatever it is he did. Because we don't ever find out really what happened.
No,
Maybe
no.
the book is
That's true. And it's also like he's disgraced. Like the carrot being dangled in front of him is that he can get back his legacy. He can that she can literally just tell the army, give him back his rank and his job, which is like again showing how much power they have in this world. But Massachusetts, who I think is also the family member that we know the most about, she seems insistent on winning this game. And even to the point that this is the last she's the last person to recruit. Like she recruits that day. She's like, I just spoke to him or whatever. And we're gonna drop him in. But let's talk about some of these colorful cast of characters and the states that they represent. So, Massachusetts, she picked up the gun. Massachusetts is represented by an elderly woman who is a veteran of the games. She recruits the lone gunman, a former Black Ops Navy SEAL with a checkered past, hoping to reclaim his legacy. Another thing said about Massachusetts is that her kids desperately want to play the game and think that she's too old, but she refuses to step down. I don't know if that's something that will play out later on. This idea, because you see a lot of the kids of some of these people stand up and try to
some of
find them.
Well, I see that as that's like a huge parallel to real life.
Yeah.
You know, our elected officials are literally dropping dead in service of the country.
Yes.
Like actually, not metaphorically, that is happening.
Yep.
So I see it, you know, she is like that stand-in of this is your, I won't say any names. This is this guy that's 80 years old, that's been in Congress for 40 years and just won't give it up.
Yeah. And similarly, when one of them dies, they just slot in the next of kin. And that's happened in current government as well, where it's just like, I don't know what you're like. Again, maybe
nepotism is meritocracy.
Yeah, like maybe one of these state representatives in the comic, to be very clear, maybe one of these state representatives in the comic was great at this game, but now they're pushing their son up, and he may not know a damn thing about how any of this works. He's just going to try his best, so that's interesting. Well, as a New Yorker, got to talk about New York. They pull the sword. This is New York's represented by a brash, loudmouth man wearing tinted glasses.
He literally just.
There's a lot of Jack Nicholson. Tinian does a tremendous job making this guy unlikable. He does a very good job making you not want to root
me,
for
just
New York.
Making it Jack Nicholson. I don't really care for that.
Joker.
But he's like my mom's like with him, so I just had two Jack Nicholson.
Too much Jack Nicholson.
So like automatically with that one, I'm like, nah, this.
I didn't know that could happen. Too much Jack Nicholson.
This, right? She got an allergic reaction. Too much Jack. We have Rhode Island, who drew the rope. Rhode Island's represented by a timid man forced to play the game by his overbearing mother. This is another one of those cases. She's like, I don't know, mom wants me to play. He recruits Recluse, a predator who traps victims using razor-sharp wires. So spider motif. I really like her design. Cool. Oh, and yes, even talk about Foxmask Killer. I just glanced up past that. Foxmask Killer is what a dynamic design that quite literally sold comics. Like it sold comics in the regular sense. It's selling the trades, and then I want to say she is the most picked in the variant sense as well.
Everybody.
Yeah.
And so it's very interesting that she's not a point of view character. We don't hear a lot about her.
She's barely in the book.
Her biggest sort of nugget of truth that we get is that she has played these games before. Mm-hmm. She, I think, at one point played for South Carolina, because there's a whole beef between when they meet in the parking lot.
Yeah,
there's a whole like
they have a big face off.
Yeah,
either
they like, oh, you're playing now, and all this other kind of stuff.
Either they were represented, or she just remembered their killer from a previous game.
Yeah, and her daughter is seemingly was seemingly endangered, and that's why she's in this game, holding her daughter hostage in a lot of ways. But yeah, he basically wears a mesh top, a business suit.
Literally just.
In a lot of ways, she is Psylocke. She's wearing a blazer, right? A blazer, business pants. Is that what those are called? Yeah, a mesh top and a fox mask. It looks really, really cool.
Yeah.
The lone gunman is just wearing like kind of like fatigues, a bulletproof vest, and his signature thing is that golden mask.
Isn't that silly? Why would he? That's 20. Like, is
Yeah.
it just like a character motif? Like, I'm the gun character, so I have to wear.
He had to be, I think, again, that's another thing that's like representative of real life. He was never able to leave that military lifestyle behind. He was stuck in that spot. So he had to have that on, or
Yeah.
he wouldn't have been able to function.
I also love that some of these characters get maybe not splash pages, but an entire single page. And you can
Yeah,
just
right.
see, again, if you're watching this on a show, everything freezing, it's showing the character and then their name in that splatter.
Very Scott Pilgrim, Seven Evil X's type freeze frame.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they do an excellent job kind of giving all these characters a spotlight of sorts. As I'm telling this, I'm kind of telling this out of order because I realized that it like introduced two and then they go back to talking in Massachusetts. They introduce a couple too. So I'm just trying to get through the killers, get through the other people in Oak Valley, and then we'll carry on. But yeah, Recluse, like I said, super super cool. I really like her gear. And I like Lone Gunman's gold mask. I think that's pretty cool.
Like, higher thing, like just constantly evidence there, and
Yeah, those ever-present, near invisible, razor-sharp wires were always such a threat. I thought that was so cool.
some of the best kills.
I was about to say she has some of the most impact on the plot in regards to not, but ever very rarely being there when it happens.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I think she's always.
Later.
Oh, she's definitely there. For that.
Oh, okay. She's always lurking. She's always
Yeah, that's
in
what
the
I'm saying.
shadows.
Like, no,
of
I
some
was
sort.
thinking of our guy.
Oh no! Well, they show her looking at that before they get to the part where, when homegirl's like, "I'm here for my cash," he's already there, and so that when the
Yeah,
trunk thing
no.
happens, you're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of
I
sense."
meant.
That's how mysterious she is. We
I
can't
was
even
thinking.
remember if she was there or
That's
not.
true.
Yeah, I was thinking later at the police
Oh, she's not there
station.
for that.
That hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was her too. I had to reread it to take notes, so I'm rereading it. I'm like, up recluse, up recluse,
Yeah.
up recluse.
I was trying to from memory. I remember the killer. Had the
Yeah,
hard
Yeah.
to keep.
yeah, and they say things at several points where they're like, Masquerade just been through this, restaurant, and we just found 50 people dead
Yeah.
or something like that. So they were trying to keep
Yeah.
that's the funniest thing is that you'll keep it for like a note taking discussion kind of
Yeah.
thing. They're taking it for bets. They're like,
Funny.
wait a minute, so one of the most interesting ones is South Carolina. Who drew the arrow. It's represented by a blonde twin sister. Lady Carolina is the twin sister that's in the game, and then the other twin is the state representative. And she has a crossbow, but it's been said that she's been training for years. Something has happened with South Carolina. They messed up something in the last game or whatever to the point that now they can't recruit anybody. They have to recruit this.
Wanted to.
She
She
wanted to on
wanted to do
behalf of
it.
the state, but I remember them saying something along the lines of, you can check,
When
when they introduced when her splash pages. Yeah, when her splash pages.
Okay.
The interesting thing about the character though is that I found myself having sympathy for her because she didn't want to be in the game, but she doesn't really deserve my sympathy. She's just as bad as her
She's
sister.
evil.
Yeah. Did you never feel bad for Lady Carolina?
No.
No.
Immediately, I'm like, oh no. I almost immediately disliked her because she was like that mean girl archetype. Plus, you're a serial killer?
Okay.
No.
Maybe
Absolutely
I thought
not.
too much of her being civil because of those racing pants or whatever she was rocking at the time. I'm like,
She had
that girl
her
knows the score.
jockey outfit on for most of it.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Something happened where they couldn't have a
It means
killer and they had to use the sister.
I think that means she was
5 years.
so self-absorbed and egotistical that the only option they felt like was going to be able to compete was, oh well, obviously it's got to be the greatest of all time, me.
Lady Carolina,
So I'll just do it.
the goat.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't feel like a thing. It felt like something that was weird in its how they stated it, in the fact that she was like kind of had her
And
arm
the
tied.
only
Maybe someone died. Maybe she killed. Maybe Lady Carolina killed the previous killer
Yeah.
that they had enlisted.
option. They even drew
Maybe it was the
card.
day before. They had the what
When
you
do
call
they
it?
draw the card?
They
Just
come
gonna
in with
sit here and
they come
read
in
and
there with the card. They
occasionally
come in there with the
interject in you
cards.
guys'
They come in there with the cards. They already have the card because their cachets
Let's
are
all
already out.
just silently read the series.
Yes, yes.
I think
No.
that's the podcast.
How long?
It's got to
So-
be a while because they recruit for a while.
And then also the caches are dropped off, so they're already full to the brim with whatever the person needs. So
Yeah, they get their weapons out in the game.
Yeah.
Pretty
I wanna say
early
even
on.
before they drop off the killers, they probably drop off the
Okay.
cache. But yeah, that's why
Right.
in my notes I stated that the game starts, but then Halloween is when the game, it actually the action takes. But the game does start
Yeah.
for Halloween as they draw their cards and recruit.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah.
mean, well, yeah, because they've had to get the town sheriff to do whatever he needed to do. So
Yeah.
they've been laying the groundwork of of Oak Valley for a while.
That's the most gutting part about the whole sheriff leaving the town thing, is that is probably the second, third, fourth
Exactly.
conversation that they've had about this. It's not like they put gun to head him on this
Yeah.
bridge and was
Like
like,
you've
hey,
been
Oh, it's 1 year. Starts the year before.
so
And then
maybe
we have a year.
so
find
for a
someone to
year
build that weapon.
ish.
okay, so my head canon
For a
is
year ish.
Yeah.
So it said Lady Carolina had been training for years. Specify how many.
that's why I'm gonna say that
But
my
she
head
has
canon
had. It sounds then like she's just making sure she's prepared. Killer in last minute.
Wait for my head canon. I think everyone in South Carolina is terrible at archery. And I think that they had a killer, found out that their box was the card was bows.
In South Carolina.
I'm assuming, does it? I think it does. Does it not? That's interesting.
No,
They didn't get the Massachusetts guy from Massachusetts. That's ridiculous. I felt like Fox Mask Killer was in New York when they got her. You can't prove that.
I'm pretty sure
Not
Fox
in the
Mask Killer is like
Happening.
from East Asia or something.
There's a little Tokyo and Chinatown in New York. but yeah, I'm going with the shitty archery thing. And old girl was a private school polo ponies kind of girl, and she's the only one
He
who
was
knew
on the
archery.
archery team.
And they were like, okay, fine. Yeah, because they had no one that knew how to do a bow and arrow. One guy they gave the crossbow to, and he shot himself in the face. And they're like, you know what, Carolina, you want to get in
Also,
on
I
this?
thought that was
Yeah.
I feel like I
I
would.
want like an English longbow.
Yeah, there you go. I think I would have
Just a
trouble like
huge bow.
arming a crossbow,
You're gonna
like
have
putting
to call me by my elvish name.
when you're doing your crossbow stuff. So there's two Carolinas. There's a North Carolina as well, and North Carolina threw the hammer, and that state is represented by a mulleted, gold-toothed redneck working alongside his father. They recruit Leopold Strong, a murderous carnival strongman, wielding a massive mallet. I want to know that guy's story, just because of his gear. Was he always a murderous circus guy?
Yeah.
Did he get murderous in the circus? Has he never been to a circus and he just likes this motif of
No,
circus?
He likes the vibe.
Oh yeah, he is in the intro to Rascal
He has
Randy.
3
Kills
panels in
Jessica.
Rascal Randy.
He fucking kills Jessica.
Dude, he it's bad. That's a bad one.
Yeah. I was pretty
Not only
shocked.
did they kill a kid, they brutalized a child in the opening pages of Rascal Randy.
Yeah, I was very
Yeah,
surprised that they went there with it.
Yeah.
So New Jersey drew the hands, which feels like the not luckiest, the unluckiest
Yeah, no,
card to
that
Kind
draw.
of
has to
rough.
be the best pick, like the best assassin.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
first,
The
Jersey
hands are
is
never gonna come close to Rascal.
no, but this is New Jersey is represented by a foul-mouthed jock. He just seemed like an edgelord that was just down to get the kills, not necessarily win the game. So he recruits Rascal Randy, a notorious serial killer in a rabbit costume with a body count of over 19 people. Rascal Randy never speaks, and we one of the things that's kind of made apparent about him as it continues is that he is very tied to this suit. He feels like it is
Yeah.
a part of him. Whenever his mask is off, he feels very uncomfortable. And one of the
Can't
best
exist.
design. I mean, it looks like a Chuck E. Cheese character, but one of the best character design parts of Rascal Randy is that you can look in his mouth and see the smile of the real man playing Rascal Randy
Yes.
inside the darkness. It's something that's been in every one of his appearances. It just gives him this weird otherworldly view. Sorry, what do you think
Yes.
about the Rascal Randy design?
I have made it abundantly clear that Rascal Randy is my favorite. One of my favorite comic book characters, maybe ever.
Oh,
I
that's great.
think this guy is awesome. Obviously evil, so
Yes,
evil.
yeah,
But that's what makes him so interesting is there's no conflicting backstory. This is an evil SOB, dude.
yeah,
This guy is a murderer. But also the idea of a mascot killer is always intriguing to me.
yeah,
But I think the like you just said, I can't the Bane, I they didn't care who I was before I put on the mask.
yeah, yeah.
It works so well for someone that is such pure evil
Hmm.
that he can't even he can't even function without it. Like he doesn't kill anybody before he finds his cash and gets his suit on. He just he goes around and until he finds it, he's just out there.
Yeah, he's also
And
one of
I
the killers that spares a life. He walks right
yes,
past somebody and pats them on the
yes.
head. But it's not to say that it was because of any qualifier, because he also kills somebody that checks the same boxes as the person. So I can't be like it's because it was a
Yeah.
woman or it's because it was a kid, because he doesn't
No.
care.
Yeah, no, not that. But I mean, it's so awesome that backstory now and add so much more depth,
Yeah, yeah.
knowing
Which
what we know now.
Randy is from New Jersey, so there may be
Uh,
some truth to the states having the
uh,
killers having to be from the states.
Yeah,
I feel like it
I
makes
don't
it
know.
harder. It makes
yeah, I
it
feel
more
like
I
challenging.
it makes it like impossible.
That's why the Carolinas couldn't find nobody who could be a straight shot with a
everybody in,
crossbow.
Yeah,
everybody in South Carolina, maybe they were terrible archers. Maybe
Terrible
you're onto
archers,
something.
bro.
yeah.
Um, Speaking of like cool designs and someone I thought would go a lot further, New Hampshire drew the knife. New Hampshire is represented by a microdosing pseudo spiritual like redhead dude. He's like wearing a headband and sandals.
I'm just gonna sit here and read the book.
I had
without
I had
talking.
to look panel for all this stuff. I had to do a deep dive. There he is. Sandals, or not sandals, but loafers. And he
Yeah.
talks about
Oh god, he's
microdosing.
wearing like.
He's high as a
You
kite.
might as
Yeah, he's high as a kite. He's high as a kite. And he's recruited the congregation, a sadist, sews the skin of his victims onto his own body. What a cool like gimmick! What a weird character
Yeah.
design. He screams serial killer. He screams horror. He screams all the
Oh
things that
yeah.
you would come to for this comic. I'm kind of surprised he didn't last as long as he did, but that might even be a commentary in and of itself of like we're not just doing the Freddy Kruegers of the world. You know, like there's
Yeah.
we're gonna take a little bit more than just bloodlust to get, and it does. When you think about who's ends up
Yeah.
in the finals and further on, it takes more than just mindless bloodlust to win this tournament.
He
What do you guys think of
was
Congregation?
he was definitely a very interesting character for me. Like I loved his dialogue. The scene where he goes I think he goes to the either the fast food restaurant or the gas station.
Gas station.
The gas station and finds Mike. And I think that clash of ideologies is really cool. Like their dialogue back and forth is awesome. Not to mention that Meth Head Mike sitting there staring at this dude that's got other people's skin all over his face. Like
Yeah. And
That
Mike
was
has to basically hear
that
that
was a
guy get gutted.
standout scene. Yeah, right.
Get gutted.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where, like I said, you see him, you already know he's not to be trifled with, a congregation. And so they put him as one of the first ones you see interact with somebody you've already met, may have some affection for in Mike. So instantly stakes, instantly, oh God, like, what is this going to turn into? Virginia has the poison, possibly the creepiest, another creep guy in this, represented by a elderly Southern belle. She also gave me the creep. She was very,
like when
because of the kill count,
because
yeah.
of how
The only person to be physically shown to want to murder babies, like outwardly, like he's in the maternity ward with a syringe full of poison.
that
I'm just gonna leave that there.
it's probably my favorite page.
Him standing over with a needle.
If I were to get fire suit artwork or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
good
dark.
one.
It's extremely dark. But yeah, she recruits Nurse Pete, a medical murderer responsible for more deaths than any other active competitor combined.
Oh my God.
We already know Rascal Randy, I just said, had like 19. So he times that by
like 400.
I mean, yeah.
So what is that?
Yes.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Pete he's been doing his work. And he just looks like a creep.
Yeah.
Medical people creep me out sometimes. And I do needles, but I don't love needles. And so the idea that he's just walking around poking people.
I just want to clarify that he does not drugs. He said I do down at his arm, and I just want records.
I donate plasma. I donate plasma is what I said.
I was thinking the same thing. I wasn't going to say that. I was
but it's funny because needles also sounds like a drug. Like, I do needles. You do needles?
Yeah.
Are you down? Are you down to do some needles?
I'm very abundantly not talking.
Down to do some. So Georgia is represented by a wealthy black businessman. He pulled the axe. He recruits Pretty Boy, one of your favorites, a highly narcissistic and sadistic killer. Pretty Boy spent a lot of this book chilling. He does deal with some massive body horror, but I feel like he was also quite relaxed in this environment full of serial killers, this small town stuff here. What was it about Pretty Boy's design that drew you?
I just think.
What do you think about Pretty Boy, Sawyer?
Big chest tattoo. He looks, he was badass. And I loved, we just got like a buddy comedy with him and Mike like halfway through the series. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was so awesome. I was so sad
they
when they
hotboxed the car.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. They had a great time. It was great.
Connecticut got electricity. Another thing is that I should say, I don't know if I said it before, all these weapons were weapons used in the first game and onward. All the same weapons. They've not modified or added any weapons. I just love the idea of electricity because it's so like not descriptive. Like it could be anything.
By that.
Electricity?
How does that go back to like
somebody had like a battery
and the first.
Yeah, so 1900s, early 1900s. Someone got strapped to a Tesla coil and killed in the early 1900s.
1870s.
There you go.
Late 1800s.
There you go. So Connecticut is represented by a squeaky clean, wholesome looking couple. They kind of give me
okay, now I gotta go look again.
Pleasantville vibes. Girl, I did my research.
Yeah. You have no idea how many times I've read first issue.
You don't remember Squeaky Clean?
I have no detail retention.
You guys said the old lady that represented Virginia was the freakiest. These two were scary because they felt like the most realistic representation of what a powerful person that's secretly evil would look like in real life. Like
no, look,
they are
again,
yeah,
very authentic.
They're very yeah. Ugh.
They also both
It
don't
gives
need
me
to be there.
goosebumps.
I feel like they both don't need to be there. So the fact that they both
Well,
are
they
there
probably have
makes them
weird.
worse.
They have a weird obsession with each other. I'm sure, as most freaky couples do.
Yeah.
They can't be separated for too long, or they freak out.
Yeah, I can see that. They
Gamer Kid looks like he could be there.
I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, they are.
Yeah, yeah. Their
They recruit
neglected
Gamer
son.
Kid. And Calvin is the name of the drone.
Yeah. His weapon.
And so he's a young boy controlling a lethal combat drone. The final two, Delaware, who drew fire, is represented by a elite fashionista. She's a young
I
woman.
like her. She's probably my favorite. She's cool.
She recruits Layla Blaze, who's a ruthless pyromaniac. I like Layla. I liked all the burn marks on her hair. I just like that because you like some of these pyromaniacs are a little too clean. Like you know. Like,
yeah, you play with fire. It's never burned you one time. No, this is what you would look like.
Yeah, I think she got fit. And then, last but not least, Marilyn drew explosives. Marilyn is represented by a distinguished gentleman wearing a bow tie. He recruits Slater, a professional demolition and explosives specialist. And those are all our killers. We also are introduced throughout this first issue with members of Oak Valley or residents of Oak Valley. So we have Chavi.
That's what we agreed.
Is it Chavi?
I always said how was it? Was it Javi?
No, it's an X.
X. Okay, that's right. It was so I always said Zavi because I've got a buddy whose name starts with an X and you say it like a Z.
Like
so
and like
I
Xavier,
always said
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was just what I gravitated to, but I don't know.
In my head when I was reading it, I always said Javi.
Same. I shouldn't have, but
Googled it and like research and it's like it's
like a Hispanic name.
Well, you guys could have just asked.
Right. Yeah, we should have. That should have been the question we asked Tinian. Hey, by the way, bro.
Yeah. What's with this guy?
Yeah, I didn't have questions. I just want.
Oh no, I would not have. If I had been there, they would have had to remove me from the line because I'd have been like, "This is good, and this is good, and this is good." Yeah, they'd have had to make me leave.
Tell me more about Chavi. But Chavi is a high school student from the Hill working at a local haunted house attraction. He is dating Craig. I believe Craig's neighbor is Audrey. That's how she's introduced. Or is it Javi's neighbor? It's one of those.
No, Craig.
Oh, because Javi lives on the hill.
Craig, yeah.
Javi lives on the hill. Javi lives on the hill. I'm not gonna get used to that. So yeah, Audrey is Craig's neighbor who works for Big Bruce Nguyen, a miserable used car dealer who makes her life hell. Bruce forces Audrey to work until closing on her day off, which is Halloween, forcing Chavi to step in and babysit her young son, Jason. And then we're going to later be introduced to a pair of EMTs named Laura and Ian. So while Chavi is working at the haunted house, Craig tries to reach him to coordinate taking Jason trick-or-treating since Audrey is stuck at work. Suddenly, all cell phone service in Oak Valley goes dead. Chavi's night goes from annoying to terrifying when he's cornered by the hammer-wielding Leopold. Before the carny can swing his mallet, he is shot by the lone gunman. We already have a murder right here in front of us.
I was so bummed when that happened.
Yeah.
And he went down so fast. I was so sad.
I
was like, dude, this guy with the hammer,
yeah,
he's awesome. Look at this. And just immediate headshot. He's done.
He had no answer for that. He's dead.
But the hammer is not out of play. It comes back.
That is true. Also, a lot of these people are named, but the lone gunman is not a name. Foxmask Killer's not a name. Leopold Strong, I want to say that. I'm hoping that's his name. Or maybe that's his strongman name is stage name? The Congregation. I'm seeing I wonder who names them because while you could say like Rascal Randy's a mascot, so he has his name, maybe the Congregation could be written from like a news anchor called him the Congregation or said that he calls himself the Congregation or whatever. But Lone Gunman had some time to figure out his branding, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like he's the only one that just got recruited. So I wonder who wrote down Lone Gunman. Did he say, okay, I'm going to do this? What do you want to be called? Lone Gunman? Or did she just take it upon herself? That's what I'm saying. I don't know. colloquially how they.
I was gonna say, is that his diegetic name, or is that just what we called him
I
as
guess
the
it's what
reader?
we call, but everyone. Do people call her Fox Mask Killer? I don't know.
Yeah, like she is repeatedly referred to as Fox Mask Killer.
Okay.
Nobody ever says if she has. I mean, I assume she has a real name. Nobody ever
Yeah,
says
but
what
we
it
never
is.
got it. Interesting. Yeah, so he is dead. The gunman spares Chavi's life. He actually warns him to leave. There's multiple occasions in which the killers will are trying necessarily not to kill the civilians, and I think that's supposed to put the line in the sand over who's
which ones are just
right.
crazy. Actually,
yeah. Meanwhile, Laura, revealed to be the local EMT and the niece of the departed sheriff, arrives at Meg's gas station. She opens her uncle's letter, finding a desperate warning to escape Oak Valley immediately and never look back. With the town completely cut off from the outside world, all eyes in the control room turn to Oak Valley as the broadcast begins. And even just watching them kind of like power up all the TVs and stuff just gave me a sense of dread. It just gives you like a real sense of like nothing is gonna go well here. As it cuts off.
It was so Saw. It felt so much like Saw, where they're all sitting watching all these terrible things happen to these people.
You also get like increasingly drunk and belligerent as this goes on.
Yeah, they get wild in the game room.
Anyone who ever seemed like bothered by anything.
Yeah, but
she like runs away and goes into the bathroom.
Yeah.
So
gets killed.
I have that in my notes as her like not having a stomach for this, but I also wonder she was also going to the bathroom to talk to her sister a lot that's how she's found out that she has a radio. So I wonder if half of that was performative. Like half of that was I really gotta go throw up, and half of that's like I need to go away. A kill just happened. I need to make sure that my sister's okay on the radio.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking is until her sister was in real danger and her weapon had been broken, she was just faking it to get out of it. Because like until then, and then once her sister gets in danger, she starts freaking out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. These two are just the mean girls. They are, both of them. It's such a oh gosh.
But yeah, in the control room, North Carolina mourns the loss of Leopold Strong. He's very upset, but he put a lot of money into this guy. He's dead.
Me too, man. I was upset too.
While the other representatives celebrate the official start of the body count. Outside, the groundskeeper seals Oak Valley off completely, cutting off all outside aid. At the gas station, congregation corners meth head Mike. A bystander tries to intervene, but he's brutally gutted by the sadist. George's narcissistic killer, Pretty Boy, quickly arrives on the scene and makes short work of the congregation, snapping his neck and eliminating him from the game. So, like, this is like a babyface moment almost for Pretty Boy. Like, you think he looks cool, and then he comes in and kills one of the serial killers.
Yeah.
So, like, I didn't know how to feel about it. But later on, he's a little crazy with Layla, so I think I made my mind up by then. But right here, I'm riding the wave of cool with him. And
hey, if I got a bunch of glass exploded into my body, I would be pretty upset. So I probably wouldn't kill anybody, but I wouldn't be happy about it.
He should have went for a rebranding then. He should have then been called at that point Pretty Upset. For the rest of the rest of the fight. So EMTs Ian and Laura discover Leopold's body and are immediately confronted by Nurse Pete, who's like the worst liar in the world. He's there like, I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
They left me here. And like, why would the sheriffs leave you here with a dead body?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. Using a flimsy lie to explain his presence, the medical murderer hitches a ride in their ambulance. Hobby frantically rides his bike through the town to try to reach Craig, but cellular service to remain down. And up on the hill, Craig and Jason go trick-or-treating anyway, reluctantly letting Gamer Kid tag along when they bump into him on the way. Jessica, you have children. Would you ever take a random child that's in the street that's like, oh, you guys are going trick-or-treating? I'm down. Is that a thing that people do?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know that. I'm kind of like, I'm signing up for a lot, agreeing to take you to another town or whatever.
I don't know about all that. I with my kids.
That's fair. That's
Not
fair.
even a problem.
I do feel like I did that wasn't a suspension of disbelief moment, but there was like a brief pause at like you're just like, okay, this kid's coming with us now.
I guess
Like,
it never.
Well,
but I
Greg is
guess
also not a parent too, so
Yeah.
he's not thinking
yeah,
like a parent. Like, oh, do your parents know where you are? Like a little bit, but like these are. I don't know how old are they supposed to be?
The
Like,
kids?
10, 13?
If that, I would say like
You
8.
think younger?
Yeah,
I was
like
gonna say
8.
they're like they seemed max like 8
Well,
or like
Gamer
10 years
Kid
old.
seems like maybe he's even not a kid, an adult who looks
Like
like a kid.
Like an
Gary
orphan
Coleman
situation.
scenario going on here.
Just a very like.
And that's just what bad kids present as.
As someone who often gets yelled at in the hallway, ask what I'm doing when I'm out of class. I have to constantly tell people I work here.
Yeah.
I'm not a student.
But also, but you see how the worst students that you've had, I say worse in the terms of like misbehaving, present themselves to be older.
Oh yeah.
And so I feel like this is the case of of Gamer Kid. He presents
Maybe.
himself to be older, but he's still a kid.
Well,
I mean, he still
definitely,
gets punched on he gets knocked on his ass,
Maybe.
like by a kid his
yeah.
age. Like there's no,
That's true. That's true.
you know, you would have thought if he was
He
a little older, he
definitely
would have learned some.
he definitely talks like he's quite a bit older.
Yeah, there's a lot of that
He
going on.
says some crazy stuff.
Yes, he does. And again, I didn't. That wasn't a moment that I got hung up on with Craig because he does show hesitance. He's like, what the fuck? I don't.
Yeah, I was like, this
Fine,
weirdo.
fine. He's like, you know what? It's
Yeah, whatever.
fine. Looking for her hidden weapons cache, Lady Carolina visits Audrey's Carla, unaware that Rhode Island's killer Recluse is watching her every move. Back in the control room, Massachusetts learns of a massive $5 billion bet placed on the head of her player, the lone gunman. I didn't know how I was supposed to feel about this. I didn't know if I was supposed to root for him. I guess I was. He was the original, like, kind of protagonist-ish. But they make it a big deal to be like, there's a bounty on your head. And I'm just like, isn't this whole thing a bounty? Like, isn't this whole thing?
Yeah. It did feel like, it felt more, they do almost pose it as like, yeah, Massachusetts, the state representative sucks because she's blackmailing you into doing this by dangling everything you've ever wanted in front of you.
Yeah.
But then like, he is sympathetic in a way because it's like he just wants his life back. Like he screwed up and he was in a position where the screw up was really bad and people died. And that's true. But in this fictional world, he just wants to redeem himself. And by that point, we've seen him spare a civilian and save their life from another killer.
Yeah.
So he seems more benevolent than anybody else we've met so far, other than I guess Pretty Boy, because he kind of did the same thing.
Yeah. But like I said, these early issues put that line in the sand of kind of trying to show you where everyone falls in this. Because you can easily just put them all on the same rung and be like, they're all serial killers because that's what they are.
Yeah, there's 13 psychopaths running around.
Yeah, but
it didn't end up being that way.
Yeah.
I do think that's interesting though that because that almost falls by the wayside that he was the person you're supposed to be rooting for is because I feel like as Foxcraft Killer gained popularity outside of the comic, she became more of who you wanted to win inside the comic.
Yeah. By the time it gets to the end, I'm like, it has to be her.
Foresight to see that.
I actually thought.
I think they did a really good a lot of times around like a lot of people just saying like, oh well, Fox has to win because on all the covers he's made out to be the main character, but then a lot of that because gunman being up as like used to and everything, and he's not really a bad guy and all that stuff. Like there was a lot of discourse around gunman versus Fox, and then you get that super badass standoff, and that's one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
Yes.
very good.
Yeah, when
Sure.
that comes to live action, they movie magic that. Oh my
I don't
gosh,
know, man.
man.
I don't know if
That's
that can
gonna go
even
down
be.
in
I don't know if that
history.
would even be as good. I
You
feel
need
like
like Hong
That
Kong
almost
cinema
makes
esque
me
yeah,
choreographers to get in there,
yeah,
and
yes,
that
they're
almost
gonna have
makes me
to.
wish that, like, I honestly would rather see this animated than acted. I
yeah,
would love, because everything is so highly stylized that animating it, you'd be able to capture
All
a
right,
lot
hear
more
me
of what they
out.
do.
It's all animated except for Rascal Randy is live action. It's just a guy in a
He's
bunny
yes.
suit,
Oh my,
and we
that would
just
be so awesome.
just
What?
walking around.
That would be so cool.
But like, it's actually
He's like
cheaper
the
to just have a
gorilla.
guy do
He's like
it
the
than it is
gorilla
to
in
draw
this.
him.
He's like the gorilla in the SpongeBob episode
Yeah, it's just like,
where
why are you the
everything
only
around him
thing?
is animated, and then they
exactly
just
like that.
green
Yeah,
screened a guy in a gorilla suit onto the episode.
that's
That would
what I
be
want
so
for Randy.
awesome. I
I
don't
think
know how they would do that, but
It's gonna be a TV show that, like, just one episode like that doesn't have to, or even just like every time we go to like cut to Randy's scene, they're animated, but he's not. Like, just oh my
yes,
god,
that'd
that
be
would be
funny.
so cool if all the
I am.
different perspectives look different.
Yeah,
I have too many
That's what
ideas.
that's what I'm saying is that would be so much more difficult to capture in live action compared to animation. Like animation, the art style, the color palette can change, and they can do that with live action, but it's way harder, and especially on a TV budget.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. They seem like some Kill Bill level fight scenes that
Yeah.
deserve to be adapted in the best light. So the EMTs arrive at the local hospital, allowing Nurse Pete to just slip out the back. Ian and Laura
Oh,
step away for a quick smoke break. They have like a really heart to heart kind of conversation about Ian and his life, which is Walking Dead speak for this
yeah.
person's about to die. Because he's gotten some character development out of nowhere, so he's not long for this world.
Yeah,
Um,
unfortunate.
Finish their smoke break, walk into the hospital, and they find a nightmare. Nurse Pete has been moving room to room, poisoning every patient he can. People are just on the ground, foaming at the mouth. There's people strapped up to machines still that are absolutely, having the worst side effects of the poison that he's injected. And he's also made his way into the maternity ward to target the newborn. So Laura and Ian confront the killer, and this bastard tries to play victim. And as soon as
Oh,
they
it's
get
so
there, he
good.
lays on the ground. He's like, "I don't know what's going on. Somebody's going around fucking some crazy creep is going around injecting people with stuff." This ruse ends instantly because Pete douses Ian in acid. Is that what the poison
No,
was?
so
It's just poison.
he's laying on the floor covered in. Laura says something. God, Pete. Sorry, Pete get out and runs to get blood packs to like give him. Realizes, wait a minute, blood packs are all open. That's what he out. It is Pete about to fucking protect Laura and out of the way.
But that's just
Save their
poison.
life.
Or is it acid? I thought it was
Why
acid.
is there acid?
I'm sure it's some terrible cocktail of awful drugs that inflict
Yeah.
the most pain as possible.
I can see a poison being acidic, and I can
Yeah.
see acid being poison,
Yeah.
and the sense that you can't drink it.
Right.
So that works to me that there's some kind of
Yeah,
compound
it's just
working through here. As Ian burns, he summons his remaining strength to inject Pete with his own lethal poison, saving Laura's life just before he dies. The control room, Virginia remains smug and pleased despite being knocked out of the running, like you was just talking about. He's fully confident that no other killer will match Pete's massive body count in an entire hospital full of people. Watching the medical massacre unfold, North Carolina throws up, proving that she doesn't have the stomach for the family business we were talking about before. This could all just be a ruse. Um, but yeah, I like that Pete got what he deserved.
yeah.
He's one of the few characters that I rooted on his death. I was very happy that he
Yeah.
died. I was sleazy from the get. Funny, he's like right over your head. Yes, that's
He's
sleazy. Look at
lurking
that
back
comb over.
there. He
Like,
is lurking back
yeah,
there.
with the needle. Meanwhile, Pretty Boy hitches a ride out of the gas station with Meth Head Mike. Tavi arrives at Craig's house only to find it empty, so he heads towards the concert venue Craig had mentioned wanting to visit. At the venue, Delaware's pyromaniac Layla Blaze and Maryland's explosive experts Slater cross paths. Two individual killers immediately hit it off, but their budding romance hits a massive snag when their tournament beepers simultaneously go off, alerting each other to the fact that they are a rival target in the game. I thought that was very well done as well.
Yeah, that was
So
cool.
it reminded.
Having Rent?
So George has not watched all
I have
of
not
Rent,
finished Rent.
started it, and I'm gonna have to
I
spoil
owe
it
Rent.
for him here.
I owe Rent.
Rent is one of my
Rent
favorite
is due.
musicals, and where both have.
Not to go off on a tangent. Rent is really good. Have you guys seen Tick Tick Boom?
I want to. That's the Andrew Garfield movie,
What?
right?
Yeah, that's the one about how Rent came to be.
Ah, there we
Yeah,
go.
no,
Tick Tick
I
Boom.
don't know about
I almost put it on
Oh,
there.
Check it
it's
out.
so awesome.
Wait, you really
It's
almost
so
put that
awesome.
on? That's
It's
funny.
like critically acclaimed. Everyone's been talking about it. I just never
Okay.
seen it.
It is yes, it is so good. Sorry.
So
I don't watch a lot of movies.
and that's
So,
why
yeah.
you probably didn't get
Oh,
this
no.
reference, because the reference I thought that they were going for was Mr. and Mrs.
I saw that when it came out, but
There's a moment where, and if you haven't watched
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I don't really care because it's been too long. But it's about these two people who are both secret agents, and they're married to each other, and they don't know that the other person is a secret agent. And then it is revealed, but the entire movie they're trying to play coy with each other until they just can't. And at that point, now that we both know, what do we do? And that's what this felt like in here. It's like, okay, well, fuck.
yeah, for me it was break.
I was kind of, sort of, a little bit chipping them and rooting for them as a couple.
Really?
A little bit, man. I don't know
Yeah.
what it was.
I agree with that.
No, not a
I
fan?
love
I felt like Slater
the
was a
double red
romantic until he
hair.
touched her, unprovoked, and thus got what he deserved. But he gave her a little
Yeah.
candy bomb. They went dumpster diving together. They're like making out in the dumpster.
Disgusting.
It was
You're
a
not
very
believing love.
coming of age type romance.
Yeah.
It was sweet for a little while.
There's a moment where they're like, he's like, what do you? I'm making up the dialogue, but it goes along the lines of this. What do you want to do? I just want to burn the whole world down. Well, what if we do this? I just want to burn the whole world down. Like she just keeps repeatedly stating her goal in all this. It's just to burn everything down.
I am not interested.
Yes.
Yeah.
The groundskeeper's men on the ground closely track the rising body count as the remaining killers make their presence heavily felt across Oak Valley. Civilians are getting it left and right. Seeking to secure her gear, Lady Carolina arrives at the used car lot like I was talking about, open her weapons cache, but suspecting danger, she makes Bruce do it, which Bruce deserved it, and he, as a decoy, opens the booby trunk of the car. The trap springs instantly, causing Bruce to lose a hand of Recluse's razor wire devices. The entire time he's there bitching about being in pain, I'm like, you are the least important thing in this equation right now, Mr. Bruce. There's a bunch more stuff going on. Not to mention he was a dick throughout the whole story, so I kind of felt like he deserved this and what happens later on. Maybe Recluse just had a thing for this guy. There's a good chance that she was like, if I didn't get him once,
maybe she was lurking and was like, this guy sucks.
I'm getting rid of it.
I hate this guy.
But talk about that moment, Sawyer, where you saw the hand just come clean off out of nowhere.
Oh, I popped huge for that. That was awesome. Oh man. But I honestly, talking about that, like the way that he ends up dying and losing his hand, and then later the moment Recluse shares with Audrey, maybe she did take him out on purpose. It's definitely within the realm of possibility, story wise. It felt like that could be the case.
Like if we're getting civilian bodies, I just want that guy. Like that guy's a piece of trash.
Yeah.
Carolina's cash was hard though.
Yeah, she does get the bow out of the car.
That's where she
once
ends
the
up
trap
finding
is cleared, she's able to get the bow out of the car. The control room broadcast reveals that several other hidden weapon caches throughout the town have been similarly rigged. They show like camera pans and there's just wire all over everybody's shit. And you just realize that the recluse just has all this. Everyone's been like walking around looking for shit.
Which
She's
is
been planting all her
interesting
stuff.
because, like, how does she?
That's also interesting. Wonder
She's
where'd she get her
she's
insight
such
on
a I want more of her point of view throughout the whole games because like we talked about, she's always there. How is it that she is literally always there and has such a massive effect on how the story plays out? Like,
I wonder if it's like a double play, right? Because a recluse is a spider, but it's also a person that like sticks to
Keeps to
themselves
themselves. Yeah,
and like
yeah.
she's
you know,
reclusive.
and so she's always in the shadow looking. She's a people watcher. Maybe that's how she knew something. You learn a lot watching people, and I'm assuming that she learned a lot watching people.
Where
Yeah.
their cash is. That's like
Where
had
the
to have
cash
some
at?
extra.
Where the
Yeah.
cash at? Cash money. So, despite the trap, Carolina successfully retrieves her weapon, a deadly crossbow. Her victory is short-lived, however, when she is suddenly confronted by boom, 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 New York's silent assassin, the Fox Man, who actually doesn't come much silent for long, as she basically tells old girl, like, I know you. To clash, and we get an immediate level of familiarity. I have a hard time saying that. It is revealed that back when Lady Carolina was personally in charge of her state's operations, she'd actually hired the Fox Mask Killer as her own player in a previous term. And considering that she's still alive, we got to believe that Fox Mask Killer won that tournament of some sort, maybe years ago, which means it could have been like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Enough
Can't be
time
that
to.
old though.
You know what? I'm calling it. That means that she did what she did and then probably had a child. May have even retired as a serial killer, and now they're like, got your daughter. Been 10 years since you played the game. Got your daughter.
Maybe.
She would have already won. She didn't win the last game, I don't think, because who's in charge? I don't think that they're in charge. I can't remember who's in charge now that they're trying to wrestle control from.
Yeah.
Maybe it was New York. Maybe that's why he was such an asshole.
No, it's the top.
Oh, the one that's walking around the whole time.
Yeah,
so it's got to be something.
Killer. She's
Yeah. So she doesn't have a state. It wouldn't have been one of the states I named. Pennsylvania. That makes sense. Yeah, Pennsylvania. Okay. Yeah. I think you're right there. Yeah, Pennsylvania won last game. That was 5 years ago, which can only mean that Fox Mask Killer won 2 games ago, which would have been 10 years ago.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, and if she's talking about having a daughter and they took her daughter from her, what a sad story that she might have put all this behind her.
Said that?
Yeah, she's cries. She has a singular tear coming out of her fox mask, and she's like, "I'm only here for my daughter. I'm only doing this for my daughter." I think he says it to Carolina as they have that little.
Yeah, when they fight.
Emily.
Either oh boy, the dude who recruited her, or the families in and of themselves. I think so.
It seemed I assumed it was New York because it seemed like that was something he would do to get what he saw as the best killer on the field for his weapon.
He's a piece of trash. What'd you say?
As they a little.
Oh, so she killed her daughter maybe around the second game, the game that she was a part of.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, but they definitely have some familiarity. They go to. There's a sleeper hold in this. They go toe to toe. Yep. The history between them does nothing to soften the blows. As they brutally trade slashes, they bite each other. There's some punches thrown. Amidst the chaos of their duel, Audrey manages to escape the scene, driving away with a severely dismembered and bleeding Bruce. The funny moment where Bruce's family comes to pick him up with his kids. And because everything's going crazy, they just fucking take off. Oh no, Fox Mask Killer shows up and speaks to the little girl, has a fox plushie in her hand. And she's like, oh, that's kind of cute. But she's like, out of here. Like, holy hell, get out of here. So Bruce's family is spared.
You gotta leave.
Yeah. Elsewhere, following the horrific death of her partner Ian at the hospital, a grieving Laura finds her wounds and vows to figure out exactly what is going on. Oh. Audrey, a bleeding Bruce, and Laura meet at the police station only to find it chained shut and abandoned. Laura breaks the chains, but the phones are completely dead. Desperate for protection, Bruce rushes into the armory to grab a gun, only to trip one of Recluse's razor wire traps, instantly beheaded. R.I.P. Bozo. I wasn't much of a fan of you being around, so I'm glad that you're out of here. A lot of the men in this are trash. I think it's your general demeanor in life. So
Not
that maybe that's why you like
true.
this book.
I don't think that in
No? Who's the best
No.
guy in this?
this.
Yeah. Mike? Yeah, maybe Javi. I'm gonna go with Mike.
I mean,
I would. Mike is it's hard between.
It's so
Yeah,
sad.
Mike's
We'll
really
get to it,
good.
but it's so sad later on when everyone discredits him because he's a former drug user. He's like, "Get out of here and go!"
Yeah, that's one
And they're like,
yeah.
"Let's fucking listen to you, bro." And one of the Javi goes, "Aren't you crackhead Mike?" He goes, "No, I'm Mike."
Yeah, he starts to call himself Meth Head Mike, and he's like, "No, it's just Mike."
It definitely isn't crack. It definitely isn't crackhead
Yeah.
Mike.
We do not do
That's
crack.
always funny to me when like, yeah, I do heroin, but I wouldn't do.
What do you
like,
think? What do you think?
like, yeah, I do meth, but ew, I'm not a crackhead.
As Laura and Audrey reel from the shock, a nearby police radio crackles to life with the groundskeeper ordering his men to light it up. We'll figure out what's going on there because Mike and Pretty Boy spot one of those henchmen torching the forest to tighten the area's perimeter. I learned that from Hunger Games. In Hunger Games, whenever they were like, there hasn't been a death in like an hour, they just bring the perimeter in, forcing everybody to get closer into
everybody
perimeter
closer.
and then take them fight.
That's Fortnite.
I did not know that movie.
That's why I said it at the same time.
Are you getting like
It's
dab
honestly-
now or something? What's going on? I feel like an
not
old.
even dab. Shut up.
Oh, look, I disappeared. I dabbed and disappeared.
That's good. It's good nobody had to see that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree 100%.
I said 20 years ago earlier, and then I looked over at Sawyer, and I was, God, was he born when it came out?
Which movie?
I am 20. I am
yeah.
exactly 20.
There you go. There you go. Right on the head. Elsewhere, Slater finds his explosives cache and joins Layla Blaze in the concert venue rafters, plotting a massive body count. Ignoring Layla's warning that she hates to be touched, Slater lights a bomb fuse and forces a kiss on her. Hoping to save the crowd, Chavi arrives and pulls the fire alarm. The overhead sprinklers instantly extinguish the fuse of that bomb that they were hoping to blow up everybody with. Freeing herself from the embrace, Layla shoves Slater off the scaffolding for touching her. He plunges straight into a massive web of wire hidden below, and Recluse's trap cuts him to a ribbon. And she like dances in the blood or something. Like she showers in his blood.
Yep.
And I thought they were in love. Like I was rooting for them to win. You know, do the Hunger Games thing at the end. They're like, we got to get both of
I
them
don't know
together.
what
Jennifer Lawrence. I thought it was Jessica Lawrence. It's Jennifer Lawrence.
You're in that movie, don't you remember?
Yeah, come on, man. I'm telling you.
No.
All the Fortnite, it's getting to your brain. So, yeah. So I like this whole interaction. I like her standing up for herself, being like, I don't give a fuck. Like what? I told you not to touch me. I don't care that we're the only ones like kind of saving each other and having each other's back. Like I had one rule, you didn't do it, so screw it. I love the raining in the blood kind of thing.
And it's not just him.
Yeah.
Proposition to him again. Bye. I like to.
Yeah, I'm gonna go set the world on fire.
He's already married.
Were you surprised by this sudden development here? I was gonna say Slater. Sawyer.
I did like their relationship. Like it was fun for a while, and the bomb and the flame, that's close together, you know.
Yeah.
But and they do team up to create some serious carnage, but not really on purpose, but it's okay. But yeah, Slater's death was really cool. And again, Recluse's already got her hands in this, man. She's there still. But yeah, Layla literally showering in his blood was crazy.
I would say, you know, there was also like two what I would call ongoing red herrings. I know a bunch of people were trying to gauge who would win and who gets further along on the covers, which meant absolutely nothing. Those were red herrings. And also the
Just have
tournament
everybody-
brackets in the back are a bit red herrings as well.
Yes, yes.
It almost seemed like those characters would be poised to be against each other, and a lot of times they weren't. And
Yeah.
they just got scratched off the game board for other reasons or through other methods of death.
Yeah.
As the panicked crowd evacuates because they're being covered in blood and sprinkler water, the performing band packs into their van and heads to the pit, a popular teen hangout. Ayla ditches a ride with them, and I think Chavi gets like drug in there on time and van, or at least he heads over to the pit. Speaking of the pit, Mike and Pretty Boy arrive at the pit, warn the partying teenagers about the danger. Unfortunately, because of Mike's reputation as the local conspiracy theorist and drug addict, everyone completely ignores his warnings. This is heartbreaking because he really is trying to help. I feel like this has happened in a horror movie before, where someone's like
Well,
legitimately
this happens
like,
all the time.
yeah, get out of here, and I was like, not listening to you. He like they make you doubt early on if he's even sober when we meet him. You know, like they're talking a lot about him selling drugs at the pit, possibly, and all this other stuff. But like he seems most like level headed. The shitty part about the buddy cop stuff with Pretty Boy is Pretty Boy indulges him on the conspiracy theories.
He's pretty much right. And Pretty Boy
a
is like,
little
yeah,
bit.
you kind of got this. You're right,
Yeah. But I feel like he doesn't like come clean. He's just like
no,
the
but
mole people might be.
I think he makes a comment like,
you're closer to this than you. Like the good place where like you got it 30% right. Yeah. But yeah, this was just tragic for Mike because I think he's becoming a more and more heroic character as this continues. So our society just sometimes just disregards people because of their past or because of their reputation, you know. Up on the hill, Craig and Jason are trick-or-treating with Gamer Kid, who is secretly using his lethal drone to kill civilians. Fed up with Gamer Kid's foul mouth because he is wildin'. Pussy this, pussy that, or pussy cat. Oh, it's all getting crazy. Craig threatens to leave him behind. That's one of my favorite parts in this comic. He's like, I will leave you how I found you alone. And he walks away. And I was like, dang. But you can't do that, Craig. You can't take a kid from out of the town and then decide once you're in the new town.
You shouldn't have taken him
in the first place.
Yeah, you went way too far with the random kid. You took him so far from where you found him. You need to put him back.
Yeah, this is not the part that just put your hands up.
Child party, a college product, 10-year-old.
No, these guys are in the hill. Yeah, they're in the rich neighborhood.
But they end up
getting candy. We'll get there. Yeah.
How do they get?
Craig never gets there.
Craig gets to the corn maze.
No, the corn maze is not in the pit.
Yeah.
By the hill. Yeah, because then old boy running around.
We said we needed a map here.
No, yeah, I did say I really wanted to see a map, but through the interaction that we're about to get through with Gamer Kid, Jason runs and ends up at the pit.
Oh, but that seems weird. Like what?
He just takes off into the woods.
Yeah, and then he just ends up at the pit by himself, and Chavi sees him there and it's like, "What's going on? Where's everybody else? Where's Craig?" I think he got hurt. And then you have the books. Yeah, the book.
Read.
Yes, this is issue 6. Okay, so, yes, to get Craig off his back, Gamer Kid lures Jason into a nearby corn maze under the guise of playing a prank. Like, hey, let's go play a prank on Craig. Jason's like, whatever, I guess. Yeah, inside of the corn maze, he tricks Jason into operating the drone controls, possibly the darkest part of this whole story.
Oh man, this was messed up. This made me feel bad. I didn't feel like normally I'm able to keep that suspension of disbelief of like this is fiction. It's cool that the guy I hate got killed brutally because I wouldn't wish that on a real person, but this
Yeah.
asshole deserved it. And this was like, oh my gosh, this poor kid is because Jason is such a good kid character. Like he is such a good kid, and then he thinks, oh, I got to get the monsters in the video game, and it's like, oh my, and you see
Yeah.
the other perspective of the
Yeah.
people it's happening to. It is
The,
just gut-wrenching.
the shot of him killing the neighbor dealing with the laundry is harrowing because you just
Oh
see it
my
like
god.
a video game.
Yeah,
You see
it's
like
all
the
Yeah.
scope, the
Yeah.
shot, and then the blood splatter, and then she's gone. And he's doing
Yeah.
this. I mean, not to take it too far into commentary, but this is kind of why we've been able to kill as many people in war as we have, because we are so detached. We can do it from
Yeah.
an office
It doesn't
hundreds of
seem
miles
real.
away with a remote control. And when you're doing it
Yeah.
like that, these people aren't people, they're targets. And so he basically gets Jason to gun down a couple people unwittingly.
Yeah.
Joe murders a bunch of people. And then I'm trying to get this right. Craig is with the people being targeted, sees a child that looks like Jason, and
He has the
shields
same
him from some of the
costume on as
bullets.
Jason.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and shields him from the bullets succumbing
Yeah.
to I'll say coming to death. Becoming dead.
Dying.
There you go.
Get killed.
Then got uh Craig basically was killed by Jason. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Todd has
Jason Todd? It is. Also, why'd you say Todd? He
Gamer
has a
Kid.
name? I didn't know he had a name.
Well, that's what he says his name. I don't think it's
Oh,
really
okay.
his name.
What was I gonna
That's
say? I
like-
do not think his name is Todd.
Oh,
But
okay.
that's
But I
what he
do
says
remember
his
him.
name
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, he claims
At
to be
that
Todd.
point, his Todd
And because he's odd.
Yeah.
And he's
I
odd.
don't know.
Odd is odd. So yeah.
Uh-huh.
And also Todd was a sociopathic kind of killer in Breaking Bad as well. With that head
That's
canon that
fair.
his name.
My head went.
Who dies in that? Who's the serial killer in Fox and the Hound? The Fox? We won't spoil that for you guys
First of
here.
all, the fox's name is Copper.
Copper, a cab. Anyway, so so when the gamer kid so he dies. Craig dies. When gamer kid demands that
Jason kills him.
So who is gamer kid trying to get him to kill when they have the argument? I thought it was Craig. Maybe
He
finish
He
him
wants
off.
him to kill
Finish
Craig,
him
yeah.
off. Because he already got shot by
But
covering.
He's not dead. He's back up and
Okay.
Yeah.
Alvin.
And then
Yeah.
And then Gamer Kid freaks out.
Yeah. And then gets in his face.
And then Jason.
Jason punches him. Gamer Kid draws a knife, chases Jason to the edge of the lake. Jason Lake. Suddenly, Rascal Randy rises from the water, strangles Gamer Kid.
Is he in the water?
Drowns him.
I thought he was in the water.
Yeah, he
No,
comes up. They get in the lake, and Rascal Randy appears and comes into the water and drowns Gamer Kid.
Yeah, he
I'm
chokes
pretty
him
sure
first,
that's
and
what
then he
happens.
grounds him. But I thought he came from the lake because I thought that they had. Oh no, he must come from
Oh
the
no, he
forest.
does right there. There's bunny ears
Yeah.
coming out of the water.
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
they had
Boy,
cornered him.
what are you doing in the water in full costume?
You don't know what to
Man,
do.
This man.
And that's not the only time that happens. Like a big part later when he's with Chavi and Jason in the
Yeah.
school, he's
Yeah.
in the pool under the water.
We're gonna find out in the continuation of Rascal Randy that he was like an A+ swimmer. Like he was like really, really good.
He had to have been.
He was an
He
underwater
had to have
rescuer.
Background, yeah.
Yeah, because he's killing it over here. All pun intended. So
Fucking scoop.
the rabbit suited killer gently pats a terrified Jason on the head, and then he disappears into the night. The burning forest perimeter tightens, forcing the fleeing locals straight into the pit, just as the band's tour van arrives carrying Chavi and Layla Blaze. Chavi immediately bumps into a shell-shocked Jason, who warns him that Craig may be in serious danger, all while Pretty Boy watches them from the crowd. Audrey and Laura drive up to the local cemetery in desperate search for Jason. Instead, they find themselves directly in the deadly crossfire of a duel between the lone gunman and the Fox Mask Killer that causes their vehicle to flip. This is the cemetery fight that you were talking about earlier.
That's so awesome.
Really, really cool stuff. Back at the pit, Meth Head Mike is hassled by a teenager looking to buy drugs. This was another moment that I'm like, damn, because they are like, bro, you got drugs? And he's like, no, man, I'm not carrying or whatever. And he's like, what are you here for? And he pushes him onto the ground. And Mike dusts himself off and goes, what am I here for? I'm not Meth Head Mike, who am I? You know, kind of stuff.
No, I thought it was like, yeah, why the fuck am I here for trying to fuck?
Yeah, why am I here? If I am
wasting my breath on you.
If I am a useless, unreliable, all these things that people say about me, then what the hell am I even doing trying to help any of these? But when Mike genuinely tries to warn Javi and Jason to run from their lives, he's completely blown off, insulted, and called a crackhead. Here. Pretty Boy confronts Layla by the bonfire at the center of the pit and tries to negotiate a truce. She rejects his offer, and infuriated Pretty Boy attempts to choke her to death over the open flames. I love that this is like a college party and just one dude is like double-handed choking a woman by the fire, and everyone's just like, one person says something.
More college parties than you would think.
Oh my god!
Okay, I know that you grew up in New York City. Maybe you didn't go to a lot of bonfires in high school. No. Sawyer, are you with me on this? You've been to some bonfires.
I was gonna say, dude, if there's enough people at a bonfire and it's dark outside,
nobody notices. Murder away.
People tell stories the next day. You're like, that didn't happen. You're making that up. That's not real.
I buy that.
Yeah, and I mean, all these people are drinking. There's drugs at this party.
Yep.
This does not surprise me that this goes totally unnoticed.
It's really funny, and also like the temperature and tension is rising, but quite literally the temperature is rising because the forest is coming closer. The forest fire is coming in closer and enclosing around them. Layla fights back. She kicks him into the band's van before detonating one of the bombs Slater gave her. So, was sweet, right? Those two.
Awful.
In kicking him, she kicks herself back into the flame.
His bombs, does that count as killing?
No, I think it's still Layla.
Well, hey, I think that the way the story plays out and how important the weapon cards end up being,
I think the weapon is important for the winner.
For the win, wouldn't that be interesting? If Layla had, so technically later,
his state would have been
that would be interesting.
Yeah. I haven't figured that out. Also, like hands. What if your hands get cut off in the ensuing thing? Are you done forever?
Oh my god. What if I cut... I used...
Just his gloves. What if you used Randy's gloves? Would that be effective?
Yeah, is putting Randy's gloves on...
But does hands have to be like... Do I have to have gloves on to be hands?
No, that's what I'm saying. Maybe not. But if I wanted to take that from you, would I have to cut off your hands and use them to kill somebody?
Yeah.
Or would the gloves be?
Yeah.
I have
questions, Tiny. Sorry, Tiny.
Yeah, we need to get into context. We have questions.
Come on. So, I also love that in the explosion, she effectively launches herself backwards into the bonfire. Something that she doesn't seem to be fazed with or scared of. She cares nothing about any of this stuff. But the actual massive explosion completely destroys all the localized surveillance feed, leaving the wealthy family control room completely blind the arena. And I'm like, screw you guys anyway. I was totally down with all this shit going down. And then they are like, this is when they start to say, and they say it repeatedly, that they haven't had they are always rotating game masters, because if they don't do what they're supposed to or stick to the rules, they are terminated.
Yeah.
So right now they all kind of like circle the guy and are like, better get that feed up, because so in the beginning he's like super in control, And then this moment happens, and they're like, "We'll get another one. Like we can get another one." So I like you're learning a little bit more about the hierarchy in here because I thought he was way more in charge and way more, like in
Just
front of
another
this. He's just
person who's
another
getting
dude.
Even
paid to play.
even with people in their circle, if you're not one of them, you're expendable. You
Yeah, they
don't
don't
you
give a
don't
damn.
matter.
With the surveillance feed destroyed, tensions skyrocket in the control room. Everyone's drinking, everyone's flipping out. Sneaking into the restroom, Massachusetts catches South Carolina, secretly communicating with her sister via radio. Instead of turning her in, Massachusetts vows to keep a secret, but she's also a manipulator in and of herself. I think this was a method to get some trust that she could then, play her little gambit that she's about
Well,
to
and she,
in a bit.
I think, as she.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it will come in handy at some. Yeah, Massachusetts, she is conniving.
I
I think she
now
I think she was prepared for what eventually happens. I think she saw that coming a
she's
mile
definitely a
away.
couple steps ahead of the other ones. I also wonder, like, did she see Lone Gunman in Fox Mask and who's like, he's dead. I've gotta come up with some other sort of fucking thing because
I gotta
I've seen
figure
that
She
one.
something
knows.
else
She
out.
knows at that point that he's dead.
No, before no, he's not dead yet. He doesn't die until Laura gets there.
Yeah, she
They have a whole
finds him.
conversation.
Yeah, true.
And so like
But he's like laying there.
they know,
bleeding out.
but they know that
Yeah,
they're
he's
in a
out of
fight.
the game.
Yeah, so I wonder if she's like, like if it's those two, I picked the wrong one because that girl won last time, and this guy just got here. I need to go hedge my bets. I need to go figure out something else going on here.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I become sympathetic to her plot to want to win the game, but she's again just as terrible as everybody else in here. And there's a lot of talk about breaking the cycle, but the cycle that never really breaks. Spoiler alert. People are still in control. The people are still, with the money and the influence are still in charge.
And she's been around watching this. Probably knows all the tricks, but not phased by it. But she also doesn't seem like interested in hurting. So
She did say like that
Sure.
she thought it was all barbaric, or
Yeah,
and that could just be rich people talking. But like, I don't want to get my hands.
I mean,
dirty kind of shit.
Massachusetts there at the end is like in the very last issue is pretty sadistic. Like she gets
Well, when
gets
she starts
down.
pitting people against each other, she basically
Yeah.
gives like Laura a whole speech about like, we will kill everybody else right now if you don't kill
Yeah.
Audrey.
Like her desire to win outweighs whatever morals she may or may not have.
for sure. I think she was just being very clear and expressing to Laura like what was at stake.
I keep hearing because of how she's drawn. I keep hearing Mallory Archer's voice come from her, from Archer. But it's also that actress is Jennifer Walters. She's in Curb Your Enthusiasm. Nope, it's the other one. Gosh, the one with Jason Bateman.
Oh, Arrested Development.
Yeah, she's the mom in that.
Oh yeah.
That's who I see talking in these instances.
To some degree.
Yeah. Pretty Boy survives the van explosion, but finds himself horribly disfigured. He's got some things going on there.
He's messed up.
Driven insane by the damage to his face, because everybody's like kind of making points about it, they're all being pretty mean. He snaps and goes on a mindless killing spree through the crowd at the pit. The most interesting part about this is that, it's all with this hatchet. Like, like, you gotta hit somebody pretty fucking hard with a hatchet to kill them, man.
Yeah, one clean swipe, he takes a guy's head off.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, come on.
He is
That's
not playing
no
around with
joke.
that thing. He is getting his mileage out of that.
I mean, he's jacked. This guy's huge. You can see it the whole time. He never wears a shirt.
Yeah, I guess if I was that jacked or I had a tattoo that impressive, I'd be shirtless all the time too. He's got it. He's got it right. He's got it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Audrey comes to after the cemetery blast, leaving a concussed Laura behind in the wreckage to hunt for Jason. She literally says, "Sorry, Laura. Like, I hope you're okay." And then she starts off.
Yeah, gotta find your son. Hey, EMT lady that I kind of know that's helping me out. I appreciate it, but like I'm going to find my kid. I
I'll be
might
back.
come back,
I
but
was like, yeah, I'll be back.
I mean, and at that point,
Huh?
there's too much fucked up.
Leaves her
I'm
be.
going for
yeah,
my
like number one thing is I gotta go find my kid.
which is ironic because if she would have stayed with Laura, then she found her kid and everything.
Mhm.
And they would have
Yeah.
That's
probably
also a
all
horror. That's
escaped.
also a horror movie trope, right? Like at
Yeah,
some point they get the opportunity
super horror movie trope for
to
sure.
not have any of this go down. Don't go down that road. I'm gonna go down that road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time to go down.
So she arrives at the pit. Audrey arrives at the pit. But she's immediately cornered by a badly burned Layla, pushed completely past her breaking point by the relentless violence. A literally psychologically breaking Audrey plants a hatchet directly in
And that's what broke
Layla's
her.
face.
That's what just fucked this one.
Being Layla
Yeah.
burned?
That was like murdering someone the first time. She
Oh, yeah.
just
Yeah,
picks up the
killing-
hatchet and just bam. But
It's
then
self-defense,
she
yeah.
kind of just like, oh, what the fuck did I just do?
Yeah, she acted on instinct, and then everything else kicked in, and was like, "Whoa, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, faced with all the stuff that she's faced with, she was already stressed when the book started, and she was just stressed about work. You know?
yeah,
You bring in the danger of her son, all the danger that she's been up until this point. She's got scrapes and cuts. She was just in a car accident.
She watched her boss decapitate.
First
yeah." She
dismembered,
watched all that terrible stuff happen to Bruce.
then decapitated. Yep. So you can just kind of tell, and they do an expert job in the art as well. You can see that snap in her where it's kill or be killed. I have to do something, and yeah, and she's in Mama Bear mode for the rest of this. It's kill or be killed because she's in her element of trying to get her son, and it doesn't matter anything else of what's going on. We also, it has to be stated that she probably knows the least of what's going on at this moment. Laura got the note, so she's being told what she can be told, but all of this is just the craziest night ever.
Yeah, this just
the craziest Halloween night ever.
She went to work and all this stuff started happening.
Yeah,
I
Laura
often
didn't tell her anything.
they go to the
feel
when they
like
get to the
Laura
she
gave
tells her a
her
bit
rundown.
about what's going on, like the idea when they get to the sheriff's office. She tells them a bit about like I got a note, yada yada, and then they hear it on the radio that somebody's controlling something in here, but I don't think that they know the specifics, especially Laura. Laura doesn't get the specifics until she corners the groundskeeper later on. And so yeah, you're right. She just goes to work, and then all this happens. What she reminds me of is I was a weird kid who asked weird questions during watching some movies. And one of the things that always stuck with me with horror movies is the final girl or the final anybody. I'm like, what's life after that? Like they're covered in complete blood, and yeah, they won the day. But what is life
Yeah.
after that? And she's final girling it in this whole comic.
Yeah.
She's taking out everybody she needs to take out, but her psyche's gonna be fucking destroyed.
He goes on the
Final Destination.
What do you mean?
Like Final Destination.
Yeah.
She's in like
Yeah,
the
clear-
fucking padded
You know, like
room
Resident
and-
Evil. Oh, Final Destination.
Final
Yeah.
Destination.
You said Destination. I'm thinking fantasy. I'm like, when the hell was Ali Lauder in Final Fantasy?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Final
She would be.
Destination, not
No, but
Final
100%. She's in a mental institution because who's gonna believe her?
Yeah, but that's what I
Yeah.
feel like all those. That's your life. You're just being a institution.
Well, it's like all the Friday the 13th from like the ending of 4 after Corey Feldman totally hacked Jason up. They go to the hospital and the last shot is he's deranged.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, dude, you totally murdered that guy. I know he was a bad dude, but you're 10 years old and you hacked him up with an axe.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's bad.
He's definitely seeing red. So the horrors continue to mount across town. Chavi runs back to the corn maze to look for his boyfriend, only to discover Craig's lifeless body hidden in the stalks. Back at the cemetery, Laura wakes up and stumbles upon the heavily wounded lone gunman. Tries to offer medical aid, but the sniper insists that he is a goner. He convinces Laura to take his place in the tournament and take his gun as a way to fight back and seize control from the elite family. Driven by a desire for justice, Laura accepts the mantle and steps into the arena. Game Master registers the official deaths of both the lone gunman and Layla Blaze. Even though her player has just been eliminated, Massachusetts seems strangely content, proving that she knows something the other family members don't. And this was the gambit here with Laura. So, with only Rascal Randy, Pretty Boy, Fox Mask Killer, Recluse, and Lady Carolina left on the board, control room divides. South Carolina and Massachusetts form an uneasy alliance while the other family representatives rally behind New York. Meanwhile, Pretty Boy finds the lone gunman's discarded mask and claims it for himself because he's going for a new look. You know, Golden Boy. There you go. Like that. Golden Boy.
Yeah.
The groundskeeper cleanup crew begins dousing bodies with gasoline at a local barbecue spot, completely unaware that Laura is hiding nearby. This is another kind of heartbreaking moment because across town, Mike, Chavi, and Jason break into a local school to use its radio equipment to call for help. They manage to get a signal, but they accidentally patch right through the groundskeeper's frequency. Mike foolishly blabs their exact location over the airwaves.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that is like
Conspiracy theory, Mike.
Conspiracy theory. Mike is trusting the first guy he talks to.
Yeah.
It's been a long day.
No,
He was also shamed. He was also shamed for being kind of crazy. So maybe this was his way of being
Sorry.
Yeah.
I would say if it was him by himself, he wouldn't have, but because he has the kid with him, I think he's trying to.
He got desperate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that anybody would answer because like no cell phone service, no nothing. They're like, what is going on?
Like Mike should have been more.
Yeah. You're saying sorry?
Yeah, I that's what I was gonna say is what you said is he just wanted somebody to be able to tell like, hey, there is this crazy shit going on and this is where we are and we need you to come get us.
Yeah. Woman just got a hatchet to the face.
Yeah.
You don't remember that? They were all at the pit. I don't remember exactly when he left. After the bomb?
Well, they probably saw Pretty Boy go on a killing spree when everybody was still there.
And I definitely know Pretty Boy was there when they were there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so they probably saw all that stuff go down.
Also, as you guys just alluded to, it's pretty dark.
It is dark.
So it could
and they're
be
in the woods. Like they're in different. I don't know.
Yeah. Woods. Realizing the danger that they're in, Laura springs from hiding and executes the cleanup crew inside the barbecue joint. Her dad wanted her to be a cop. She's a pretty good shot. I think she was like doing EMT to pay for medical school or something, but she's pretty good as a shot. She takes these guys clean out, grabs their radio, and warns Mike that the hunters are heading straight for the school.
Yeah, I think she went through base.
Yeah, she said that her dad has some reservations about her going into the medical field as opposed to. I think they're all law enforcement.
Like this.
Like being a cop is hard. I actually took the test to become a police officer, and then I declined it because I realized that's not the job I wanted. But I couldn't imagine being a small town police officer. Like, where you know everyone, or you grew up with people.
You gotta arrest people that you knew all the time.
Yeah. My science teacher drunk driving, and I've got to fucking, like, so I don't blame her for that. Stick to the hospitals. While inside the school, Javi is mourning Craig. There's a really brilliant series of panels of him picking up the picture and just like screaming as a tear comes down his face. Silent scene here. But Rascal Randy pops up as he does, and he suddenly ambushes him. Acting fast, Chavi manages to subdue the rabbit-suited killer and tie him up at the bottom of the school pool. He quickly escapes, joining Mike and Jason as they flee the campus in a stolen school bus. There's a really cool shot of him jumping out the window and landing on top of the school bus.
That was awesome.
And I'm like, I'm with these guys. Like, whoever's, I don't know if there's like teams splitting up. I'm with these three. School bus. All this seems very, they seem like they know what they're doing here. Back in the control room, Massachusetts makes a strategic move. He approaches South Carolina with a proposition, even though South Carolina's original player is out because of her weapon broke. That's a big thing. The crossbow's destroyed. So she can Lady Carolina can still pick up the gun and play on Massachusetts' behalf. The issue ends with Audrey being caught in Recluse's trap.
Yeah.
South Carolina radios her sister, Lady Carolina, about Massachusetts' offer, warning her that she needs to track down Laura to secure the gun. Opting for a different path, Lady Carolina decides to hunt for the congregation's discarded knives that are working under Massachusetts' thumb. And yeah, there seems to be also some like bad blood between them two. Like, I'm not fucking. I see the offer, but fuck it. Like, because ultimately, you know, she would then just be helping whoever congregation was representing. And she would care more about the state. What state was congregation?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, the microdose hippie guy.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
That'd be
Delaware?
an interesting
Boss for the 5 years.
Yeah.
Get everybody tripping on psilocybin out there in the thing. He says psilocybin by name. And very interesting. But yeah, it's just like the amount of like interpersonal drama to be like, I'm not gonna like, even if I could save my life, I'm not gonna fight for you. I'd rather go and try to look for cash. I don't know where it is or who it's guarded by, and a much more manual weapon. Like, I'd much rather the gun than a knife.
They already knew.
Yeah, she has to find Laura to get the gun.
Yes.
Yeah, she has to.
Matter of Carolina having to kill some weapon without even find some weapon. Regardless of, I'd rather just.
I think you're right. I think you guys
she was
right.
well trained enough to kill people because she breaks into those people's house and kills them.
Remember when we spoke about that?
Did she kill them random. Or did she tied them up?
She definitely killed somebody because they find that dude with his eyes stabbed out.
Oh, there's a moment where they're trying to like keep count and survey over all the villains or all the serial killers, and they're like, Lady Carolina stopped at a bar. She's having a drink. There's 8 casualties or something like that, and you just see dead bodies all around the bar.
She killed a bunch of people there
while she's sleeping. Yeah.
So that's what I'm
saying. They made it they kept her very like clean, like on paper. You don't really see her killing people, which is why I was wondering if she was a character we're supposed to be rooting for.
That's weird. Often stabbed.
Yeah.
This tiny little blonde lady.
Training for years.
That's what I'm saying is she's just she's very capable. Like, she can use whatever she needs to use to get the job done. The proposition of her having to kill Laura without knowing that Laura is apparently an expert marksman.
Yeah.
Seems feasible.
I also through family like rivalry, I can totally see Lady Carolina might have something to prove. Like, her sister just made a deal, and like, fuck that. Like, I am the one who signed myself up. I'm the one who's been training this whole time. I'll figure it out. I'll get this down. Yeah. If she won the mallet, she could have probably won too because she was a fucking polo player or whatever the fuck. I mean, killing people. I also want to say that it's the hammer. So I guess like in the olden times, it was just literally a dude walking around. I'm saying it must have been in the olden times. Yeah. It was just literally just like a fucking hammer to bludgeon somebody. With the
Audrey's caught.
Oh no, this part is not where it belongs. It goes lower. So Recluse corners and taunts Audrey because she's in her trap. Their encounter is interrupted by Fox Mask Killer. A brutal fight ensues, ending when Fox Mask rips out Recluse's throat.
Oh my gosh! Another epic fight scene.
Yeah. Really, really good stuff.
So cool.
The art again speaks for itself with this, with the entire crew that was able to get on here. Jordi Belair, the colorist,
Yeah.
not enough can be said about them in general with their coloring career right now. I feel like they're doing all the best books because
They're going to be a superstar. This has propelled them into superstardom for sure.
Yeah, it's been really, really cool to see these fight scenes kind of play out. Fox Mask frees Audrey and warns her that the burning perimeter is closing in on them. But yeah, you were talking before about Recluse and this conversation with Audrey. She kind of like pities her, right? She doesn't really like see her as a threat or anybody even worth. Like, I don't know if she said she was gonna kill her. She might have just like left her there to fucking die.
I don't know. Fox.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Like, who's that white lady crawling out of that ambulance in the cemetery? It's just like, what the fuck? Because remember,
crazy lady.
everywhere Fox Mask went, she went on foot. She was like outpacing a lot of these people out here. She was everywhere.
She was moving.
Meanwhile, Laura tracks down and confronts the groundskeeper. Before he can give her like any real information past what we know as people who know all the rules and the families and stuff like that. He is sniped by one of his own men, which we argued about at the time, right? Because I was trying to figure out, I'm like, did Laura kill him by accident? What's going on here? One of his own men snipes him to make sure the secrets are kept safe, and then they target Laura. Manages to escape the gunfire by the skin of her teeth. Eating a breather, Chavi and Jason stop by to go get some drinks, only to be ambushed again by the vengeful rascal Randy, who escaped the school pool. Realizing the kids are cornered, Mike steps up, sacrifices himself to buy them some time to run. He meets a gruesome end when a piece of machinery is dropped directly on his head.
I'm pretty sure it's a part of a slushy machine.
Yeah,
I thought it was. I wasn't sure, but damn.
Yeah.
Laura would then find the guy she used to buy Slurpees from dead with a Slurpee machine thing on top of him. That's some kind of sick poetic justice, or not justice, but poetry, I guess. We can point it back to capitalism. I think that's fair.
It's a metaphor for capitalism. Killed him in the end.
There you go.
The little guy always loses.
I'm telling you, man.
Hugs on the windshield.
Hugs on the windshield. Yeah, that's very thematic. So this is where I had it out of place that with the groundskeeper dead, the game master is now forced into the role of the groundskeeper. He's got to do both jobs. If anything goes wrong, odds are he's going to get killed. But now
I thought it was interesting with the groundskeeper. Like you did say, like he gets shot by his own men, but the guy didn't do that of his own volition. The groundskeeper orders him to kill him.
Yeah.
Like he's that committed to protecting the game. And I thought that was crazy.
Yeah.
Because the game master in the control room does not seem that strongly committed. And the he just is like, okay, the game now has become, I gotta survive, so I gotta get this over with. But the groundskeeper was fully in on like, yeah, these 13 people vie for control of basically the world every 5 years. That's just how it works. I'm part of it.
He also felt a bit helpless in his conversation with Laura. Like all of this is an eventuality. He's very cold with how he presents all this stuff because he's like, this is not my first rodeo. I've done this before. They will continue to do this after me, kind of stuff. And so, like, do your worst.
Even if I tell you all this, they'll just kill me later. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
that's true.
It feels like the game master. I guess he's the one who tells everyone. The groundskeeper is the person on the ground that actually knows what's going on. Like I feel like that person has a little bit more power, but at least just more observational power, at the very least. Yeah, he got his ass got, and again for the good of this tournament or whatever, like the sacrifice there. Aubrey finds Craig and the kid dressed like her son, and she believes Jason. So again, just put this all on the pile of shit Audrey has to deal with. In the control room, the elite families continue to cut desperate side deals. South Carolina enforced Massachusetts that if she wants to pitch her alliance to Lady Carolina, she can try. Her sister is currently focused on tracking down the congregation's discarded knives. Meanwhile, the Toll the Night Another mind, believing her son Jason is dead, completely catatonic, Audrey is found wandering the ruins of the town. Laura tracks down the stolen school bus, hoping to find Mike and the kids safely escaped. Instead, discovers Mike's body inside the convenience store. Desperate to save whoever is left, Laura climbs on top of a bus, tries to rally the surviving townspeople, band together, and break the perimeter. Her speech is violently cut short when Pretty Boy shows up and just starts hacking people, hacking and slashing his way through the fucking crowd. Oh my god.
He is absolutely lost it. He
Yes.
is and it creates some great horror scenes, but oh my gosh, thematically, there is nothing to this other than he has lost his freaking mind.
Yeah.
He's not Pretty Boy anymore, and that has driven him completely insane.
Which, I think he was Pretty Boy, so I think the characterization was charming on purpose. He does have a short fuse. That seems to be one of his signature things here is he can just fly off the handle. And like it's almost comedic because as she's giving the speech, you can almost hear the music swelling up of like, we gotta join together and get out of this perimeter. And then Pretty Boy just shows up and he's hacking and he's slashing, and it's just a
rips a guy in half.
Yeah, it's a grim reminder that like there is no end to this. This is where we're at right now. Seeking a safe haven, Chavi takes Jason to hide in the local haunted house, betting that his intimate knowledge of his workplace will give him an advantage, and it kind of ends up happening because Randy tracks him down and goes into the haunted house. During a frantic struggle, Chavi manages to shove the rabbit-suited killer out of the window, where Randy is fatally impaled below. Or perceived to be fatally impaled below.
Fatally question mark?
Fatally question mark, impaled question mark.
Yeah.
Hyphen.
Yeah.
So many questions.
So many questions. But I like the idea of like somebody who works at a haunted house using the haunted house to not win but survive, I guess.
That was really cool.
And he was also shitting on the haunted house earlier. He was like, I wish I worked at like a real fucking haunted house, that had like real.
Yeah,
like,
real now, bitch.
Yeah, right? Doesn't get much scarier than this. Shortly after, Lady Carolina arrives at the scene and begins arranging her recovered knives, ready to reclaim her stake in the tournament. Before she can strike, an unhinged Audrey just bursts in. At one point, she just starts to strangle her. But I think it's Lady Carolina's the way she's talking about everything going on, talking about more death. She's talking in this like kind of careless nature, and I think something else snaps in Audrey, which is like all these people are.
She thinks her son.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like this person deserves death as well. She doesn't see a kindred spirit in this other woman who's arming herself. She sees another killer, another person in
she
here.
She already had the car dealer.
You're right.
So.
Which started all this, arguably.
Yeah.
As
far as she knows, this is all this.
Yeah.
One who
she does not have the information Laura has.
No. And so they literally bust through the shop's glass front, get onto the street, and then she takes two knives and shoves them into the eyes of Lady Carolina.
Which was foreshadowed.
Yeah, KO. Lady Carolina is gone. Lost both her eyes. Audrey. And Audrey is completely unaware that her son and Chavi were there watching this happen.
That happened.
That's going to color her son's kind of opinion on her throughout this. The issue closes as Pretty Boy discovers Randy's corpse. He's there like making a cool kind of like, one-liner action movie style. But his victory lap is cut short when the Fox Mask Killer arrives from the shadows, leaving the last two official killers on the board facing. And again, you get these two killers, it's an easy answer, right? You're going to say Pretty Boy, but it's usually an easy answer. Fox Mask here, But
hey, he had the mask on, so maybe that led me to believe like, oh, they're really going to swerve it here. They're going to throw a complete curveball and Pretty Boy's going to take this.
Which is weird because the mask is only sentimental. Like it's message. I wonder how long the mask has been in play.
Where it came.
Yeah, but like, because he could have killed her with the axe and still, or the hatchet and still, or the axe, and still won for his state, Georgia, I believe.
Yeah.
He's just rocking the gold mask again. Like he just found a new look. It's real big on TikTok. These gold masks. In the bunker, New York is pleased as punch that the Fox Mask Killer has made it to the final round. Like, he's drinking, he's spilling his drink all over everybody. He's like, it's over. It's fucking over. My girl's in the
Yeah.
finals. It's a wrap. The other guy's been blown up already. Like, it's over with.
Which that's fair.
Yeah. On the ground, Aubrey stands over her kill and has a complete mental breakdown when Jason looks at her with sheer terror in her eyes. He screams that no one understands what she had to do to survive, which is kind of true. No one doesn't understand.
Yeah, I read it. Yeah.
How to survive. When Laura tries to step in and calm her down, Audrey lunges at her with a knife. So Laura pistol whips her and knocks her out unconscious. That was kind of funny. I found that as kind of funny. But yeah, the metaphor in and of itself, when you talk about capitalism and all that kind of stuff, is like, do you have to become a monster to fight the monsters? How bad down the rabbit hole, or the Rascal Randy rabbit hole, does one need to go in order to achieve the things that they want? And sometimes that achieving what you want, sometimes it's just survival. If we were playing this game of life, how bad do you have to be to make sure that you survive? Or you're left on the killing room floor, like all the people that she thought like were dead, or that she actually saw, Craig and stuff.
I don't even know how odd out here.
Congregating without congregation. Damn shame.
Yeah, she just kind of mindlessly wandered back to the town center and she saw Lady Carolina slink into that store and was like, I know her. This is that evil lady I saw at the car dealership earlier. So I'll go
is the
follow
fire
her.
also is the fire?
I just really need a map.
But is the fire also still burning?
Yeah, the fire's pushing them close
so
together.
she's being pushed into the area as well.
She was in. That's what almost got her, was the fire in the woods.
But pit blew up.
So they've changed
the town.
Which where?
Yeah. Laura picks up Lady Carolina's discarded radio in Massachusetts. Immediately uses the connection to lay out all the details of the game. He explains to Laura that there is absolutely no outcome where she survives unless she agrees to help her win. As they speak, the Fox Mask Killer and Pretty Boy engage in a brutal, blood-drenched fight to the death. It's amazing. I think this one was my favorite fight. Because
I was gonna say that this one might take it. Well, I don't know. The one between Fox Mask Killer and Recluse is probably my favorite, but this one is awesome.
I think she takes a hatchet to the hand, and it cuts.
Yeah, it splits her hand.
Yeah, and I'm just like, what again? Like, what's gonna be left of these people to win? Like, what?
No.
All these questions. The Fast Mask Killer emerges victorious, though, brutally beheading Pretty Boy. Stepping into the aftermath, Laura picks up the deceased sniper's mask, officially declaring herself as the new representative of Massachusetts. Quickly executes exhausted Fox Mask Killer on her knees and believes the game is finally over. That was a bit of a sad moment. You could tell Fox Mask was just resigned in her fate, if you will. Where'd I go? Resigned in her fate, if you will. Yeah. What do you think about Fox Mask's death? Pretty cinematic.
Yeah.
And also just like all these deaths just kind of keep, it's like a rubber band effect where you cut that rubber band and it snaps.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, she's off the board. Now Laura's who we need to be focused on, And that keeps happening where we're like, oh, these are the people that we're supposed to be focused. Well, now they're all gone, right? Like we had final four and they're like all gone. So who the hell are we supposed to be following now?
It was also
Yeah.
Over this shit. What do you think of this death, Sawyer?
I think that
it's almost a mercy kill from Laura's perspective.
Yeah, it was very emotional, and it was very. This whole the last 2-issue arc is very emotionally charged, and there's no death that goes completely easily. Like even Lady Carolina, you feel for her sister in the control room of like, oh, she just watched her sister get brutally murdered. Like,
Yeah.
that was hard.
So, fight all these other started last two, they're like
Yeah.
so well planned out. Does a lot for the
Yeah, right.
It's interesting to think of them as not only architects but also the game master / groundkeeper of this story.
the
Where they
tiny
start,
Bosch or the game master and groundskeeper.
they let the killers, their writers and artists do whatever they gotta do, and then they come in after the fact to rain water on all the fires and clean up all the bodies and reset the board, if you will. Unfortunately for Laura, who thinks the game is over, the tournament is far from finished. Unhinged Audrey regains consciousness and picks up Foxman's killer sword. She heard the whole spiel about it's the weapon, not just the killer. You need to have the weapon to win. So anybody wielding the weapon wins. So automatically, New York and Massachusetts have brand new representatives, with Audrey having the sword and Laura having the gun. Do you remember anything about the covers for 12? Was it 12 and 13 or just 13? That they were hiding it. Yeah, did you know
13
they
was
were?
the one that they did.
Yeah,
Because
13.
it ended up being Laura as the last gunman.
Yeah.
And then, or no, 12 I think was Laura as the last gunman. And then I thought 13 was Audrey.
They're both 13.
So there is I have that one.
That's right.
So
Yeah,
that's
I
right.
got that
So
one.
if you have those two covers, they'll face off against each other.
Yeah, it would be yeah, that's right. But yeah, that was because I remember like I thought, okay, well, whoever's on,
I think 12 might have been Leopold.
I think 12 was Leopold because I was like, what the heck? That's
Yeah,
weird.
he's been dead. What's going on here? Been gone. This is what's funny to me is that this Rascal Randy's on the trade paperback for issues, I want to say 4 through 8, but the issue that he's on the actual cover for is not any of these. I want to say it's like 9 or something.
Yeah.
So that's also kind of strange.
Yeah.
This cover is not 9, but 5 through 8. Like they just want.
Yeah. Yeah.
On the
That's
third
because
one.
Rascal Randy's awesome. He should have been all 3.
Yeah, right. It should have been all Rascal Randy all the time.
What's the third series that they're making? Fox
Gunman.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then that's interesting. Match.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't see the cover of the third trade. That it was coming. I think we're all as exhausted as these killers. We have one issue left to wrap all this stuff up. An absolute blast. But rules are rules, and it's time to finish up this fight with Audrey versus Laura. In the bunker, New York is furious that the game is still going on. He's like, my girl won. He won. She fucking won fair and square. This should be over. And they're like, come on, bro. You're like, rules are rules. He's like, nah, fuck this. He's like throwing tables and shit.
Well, but like, I would argue had the guns, but
someone was already in play with the weapon.
Know that she had the gun at that point. So I feel like
Massachusetts playing dirty.
Technically, at that time, New York would have been over and in there because I feel like if Massachusetts said something and like soon, that might. I don't know.
Where do you fall on this, Sawyer?
Yeah, I do think like logistically, yes, Laura had the gun and therefore was the new Massachusetts representative. But yeah, like but I think there was a moment where the game was over and they started it again. Yeah. And maybe there's a precedent for that that's happened before, and that's why they knew to do that.
The referee came in, restarted the match, and you're like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Overtime. So what is
Yeah,
it?
we
A
watched
sudden
the
death.
instant replay and saw the low blow, so now we got to go back and do it again.
Yes. And then you go, wait, you could have looked at instant replays this whole time.
This whole time?
But South Carolina stresses to Massachusetts that Laura absolutely has to win, or New York will make all their lives a living hell, because they literally banded against him in this moment to get this gambit off the ground. And on the ground, Laura tries desperately to talk Audrey down, but the mother is too far gone. Hiding under a nearby car, Chavi and Jason watch the entire brutal confrontation, with Jason utterly horrified with what his mother has become. And I can't blame the kid. What a day for that kid. I would never go trick-or-treating again. Ever,
Wow.
ever. Don't even knock on my door. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Halloween's we're not
It's
Halloween.
canceled. Oak Valley Halloween is canceled.
I think Allie is.
Oak Valley is a little.
Is a little can.
During the savage melee, Audrey bites a chunk out of Laura's throat and receives a gunshot to the shoulder for her efforts.
No.
Both of those things happen, and I'm just like, we've gone places. You know what I'm saying? Like, now people are just ripping out throats and shooting people in the shoulder. Audrey's taking shots to the shoulder, still coming. Like, these are two people desperately trying to win this game. Laura manages to knock Audrey down, but flatly refuses to execute her, radioing Massachusetts to argue that none of this is Audrey's fault. That the killers are all gone. Like, the killers are all gone. This woman didn't deserve this. I'm not killing her. Massachusetts coldly counters with the reality of the game. If Laura doesn't kill Audrey, the groundskeeper cleanup crew on the rooftops will gun everyone down, including Chavi and Jason. So that we have their guns trained on them right now. And you can see the sniper, and it's like... But hearing that her actions have placed her son in immediate fatal danger, Audrey experiences a brief moment of clarity, realizes all that she's done. She drops her sword and demands that Laura kill her to end the tournament and save the boys. Like, there's a moment of hesitation, but Laura ends up firing the fatal shot, officially knocking New York out of the game. The tournament is officially called for Massachusetts. As New York loses his mind in the bunker, Laura collapses, crying in the rain. Around her, the cleanup crew, like a pit crew, immediately begins gathering bodies, extinguishing forest fires, and resetting the town as if nothing happened. During her uncle's departure, Laura is met on the town bridge with the game by the game master, the groundskeeper. Oh, it was the game master, who has fully assumed the groundskeeper's role. He hands her the prize money and a set of new identities. The arrangement includes a cover for Chavi and Jason, binding the three survivors together to present themselves as a new family. What do you think about roping those two in? Is that like icing on the cake? Like, they gave her a little bit extra. They gave her some homies.
I mean, she have a contract.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
What she was getting when she won.
That is true. I wonder if that was her wish then. If that was her. Yeah. Besides the money and all the other stuff. Yeah, so got himself that. Banished from Oak Valley forever, the trio drives away. Avi sits in the passenger seat, filled with righteous anger over the horror they've endured. Laura quietly tells him that they just have to take it one day at a time, watching a fly hit the windshield as they leave the town behind in their... Even they cost a life at the very end. At the very end of all this. What a tangle web we weave. As far as the finale is concerned, what do you think?
I mean, what a strong ending. That was the perfect finish to this book. You've got the people in power manipulating the little people to get to make to get the end they want. They're all you are is a means to an end. That's what the whole thing is about. Is there's people in the middle, there's people on top, there's people on the bottom, but the people up here that you can't even see, they're in charge.
Yeah.
That's what it all was about. So they got what they wanted, and you have to fall in line.
Yeah. Also this idea that even when you're not playing the game, you are playing the game. The rich people are the only ones not playing the game. Everybody is a contestant. How do you feel about Laura kind of shutting Javi's like rebellion down? Do you think this is just like a time and place kind of thing? Like, wait a little bit longer, let's get a plan together kind of thing, or let's just put all this behind us, we have $100 million?
Hard to say.
Did it read to
I
you
was
like
gonna
she was
say,
like kind of putting it to bed?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think this isn't a story of the good guy wins. You know, they rebel and change the system fundamentally. I think
They
it goes
survive.
on.
They survive.
Yeah.
End up going
It felt
survivor group where like a group therapy where all the other survivors from all the other
I do hope they go find the sheriff though. I hope at some point they go
Oh,
find
Oh, that
his
would be
punk
interesting.
ass.
uncle.
That'd be
Like
interesting as
that's
hell.
her
Yeah.
That man needs to
I
get
hope they
shot.
go I hope they go get him.
Yeah, I was saying that man needs to get shot.
Yeah, we need to take care of that. But it felt very do the right thing. The Spike Lee movie.
Yeah.
It's the movie ends. Radio Raheem is still dead. Sal no longer has his family business. They still hate each other.
Yeah.
All this carnage has happened, and everybody goes back to what they were doing before.
Yeah.
Everyone gets back in the loop, back in the system, and the cycle continues, and nothing has changed.
Yeah. It's a depressing ending. As everyone is helpless to those who are really the puppet masters of the world, those who have the
Yeah.
power, who have the influence, who have the money, and
Yep.
just the sheer desperation of everyone just trying to get out of the crosshairs. Everyone got it. Everyone that we listed died, except for the three that we just said.
Yep.
And that is it's harrowing, but also like on purpose, it makes you feel like you won a battle, but definitely not the war.
Mhm.
It's definitely one of those feelings.
Yeah.
And
You
they do something similar in the Hunger Games, is what I want to tell you as well.
yeah.
Where
I'm never gonna watch this.
yeah. I'll tell you off air. I don't want to spoil it for everyone else.
Okay.
It now.
It's good. It's thought provoking, if nothing else.
Yeah, I super dug this. I dug all the personalities. I dug all the different writers and artists. I dug all the action scenes. I thought all of that was very. Nothing I read in here tripped the whole like this doesn't make much sense alarm. Like nothing throughout the story. I never felt like it lost momentum. Sometimes it needed
Yeah,
more
I
quieter
never.
moments.
Yeah,
Gather
I'll
itself
get.
before it gets to the
I
next
don't think it
bloodbath.
ever.
Yeah.
But I don't think
Yeah,
that is that I can connect with.
yeah.
I know I
Each person
mentioned
is very singular in this story. It's very.
earlier. I compared it to like Vonnegut and Beck. That is always felt like I could my friends out with. That's how I feel about this. I have spent the out with these Valley, good to bad, and
Yeah.
I was. I was fighting this fight with these people. I was trying to break this cycle, and I do. I did. I finished it, and it just felt bleak.
Yeah.
I didn't feel good about what happened at all, which I think was the intention. Is you come away from this looking both at the story and at your life a little bit like, yeah, that's kind of how it is. But I
Right.
think there is enough moments in there that they have the people around them. You have the people that you do it with,
Yeah.
that you've been that have been through what you've been through to some degree, that are there with you, and that's where you have to get your joy.
Yeah. I think that's right 100%. It's also this story of um like we revel in the frustration of the family when the drones surveillance goes up. Like all those feel like little bitings of the ankles,
Yeah.
like a victory, you know. And then, like you said, it ends this way, but this goes back to there. Another reason why I dug it is it's a true horror ending. It's like, oh yeah, the final girl won. Yeah, she won after they gutted her high school boyfriend, her homegirl, her
Yeah.
mom, her dad. the neighbor, the dog, like everyone else is dead. And yes, she
You had to put
won,
the
but
dog
what
in
is yes. But what it's like what is life? Yes, she won, but what is life now? Like this is not a
It's
happy ending.
literally,
She survived.
I know exactly what this was like. This was The Mist.
Oh,
there.
I remember.
This was The
I
Mist.
remember the
Just
mist.
brutal ending of like, oh well, I guess he survived.
Yeah, I
he
mean, you
he
think about it.
technically lived.
Do you think Fox Mask would have done all she did if she knew at the end of the day she was going to get shot and lose the game? She tried everything that she could to get as far as she could, and then ultimately, a non even like a non-player,
I
is
think
taken out.
so
It's
because
there's no right and wrong. There's no rules. None of this makes sense. It just chews you up and spits you out, and the only winners are the people on the top.
no.
One talk. Nah, fuck with you.
Yeah, that was great, guys.
Good
Woo!
stuff, good stuff. But before we wrap things up, do you guys have any lingering feelings or things you want to talk about in regards to Exquisite Corpses? I think we did a tremendous breakdown of these issues.
Yeah.
Really, really thorough stuff here. I love the energy that we have here, and it's the energy created by Tinian and his group, who were able to make this book so energetic, maybe in a deadly way, but there's a lot of energy
Yeah.
pumping through this. It feels high octane. They never took their foot off the gas, and you go from like relishing some of the bigger deaths of like an explosion that kills 50 people, and then sitting in silence when one person you care about gets killed, shot, or
Yeah.
stabbed, or any of that kind of stuff. Just kind of
Yeah.
showing the juxtaposition of how we deal with death, depending on whether or not we care about who it's coming to.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it really circle that it was by different.
Mhm. Yeah.
You could even say the people who survived or at least got to the end,
They
they were
through,
different
yeah,
from the
for sure.
Yeah.
first, the middle, and the end. I mean, quite literally at the end,
Yeah.
it's Pretty Boy in a gold mask. half this figure looks nothing like how he originally did, or any of that other kind of stuff. So yeah, I think that's a good point to make. Or you final thoughts on Exquisite Corpses?
It's I think this is one of those that we look back on as supremely important to comic books.
Yeah,
In a way that a lot of images stuff has become, but this 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 is bigger than Image Comics. Like I think this is important, and I think it will evolve into an Invincible or a Walking Dead level of IP where
God, I
people
hope
people
so.
know Exquisite Corpses.
God, I
oh
hope
Yeah,
yeah,
so.
right?
I really hope that. But you know what else I hope selfishly? Um, Tinian had a great idea here. Michael Walsh had a great idea here. But the true strength of this book is everyone they put on this, everyone that they were able to put on. And
Yeah.
and to be honest, when I started these, I didn't know a lot of these names. I didn't know a lot of them. Almost
No.
all of them since this book has come out are now being named to absolute Green Arrow writer, absolute Catwoman writer. Tyler Boss is
Mhm.
taking on Universal Monsters, as we spoke to him about, and Rascal Randy. He's getting another shot in
Yeah.
this same universe. I want to see this continue. I want Tinian and
Yeah.
Walsh dig up another crop of equally as crazy writers and artists that need a leg up in this
Yeah.
industry and showcase their work. And
I
that
think
be also a recurring thing. It would be super cool to just get like this ensemble.
Like a fresh crop of people.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think
Like
that's part of the appeal though.
yeah,
Is I don't think Tynan and Walsh will ever just, leave it to its own devices, but they will do this again because that's what made it great. I agree with you is the variance that's now made these people into superstars. Like even with these miniseries we're getting that each have different creative teams, they're taking advantage of these people they've gone and found and are building them up and using their talents to continue the universe.
yeah, yeah,
It's kind of like you said, they're games master and groundskeeping it. They're making sure nothing gets too out of hand, but they're leaving you to your own devices. You tell your story.
yeah. and they must have seen budding talent in the Tyler Bosses and Jay Graysons of the era, and
Go ahead, try.
Porn Sack, because because
Just showed.
they all got their own series in this world, so they must have shown some promise while this is going on.
Yeah.
Before we get off the air, we have to talk about the fact that this has been also created as a card game.
Oh.
There's a card game going on.
How did we make it this long without mentioning?
No, there's a card game going on, and I think sometime in this fall, summer's about to wrap up. We will be playing the card game.
Yeah.
We will find a way to play the card game.
Play
We've played it a couple times. It is a blast. It's ridiculous. It's funny. And the more people play, you can actually do like what happens in this show, where you can make side deals and side bets, and everyone target one killer with the hit points, and up that killer's gone. I guess it's even close. You know, the circle of power has gotten closer and closer. So, it's super cool that they've come up with this series. It's super cool that it's going to be optioned for an actual series, but the card game on top of it. This is just a series that keeps on giving. It just, there's so many different ways to enjoy it. And if you're done with both of these, again, Roscoe Randy's on the shelves right now. We'll pick up that and tell them that Comic Book Click sent you, because Tyler Boss is a homeboy of ours now. So,
and read the first issue and then read my review of it.
Yes. Please do. But yeah, man, this was a great conversation about this. The Major Issues podcast comes out every single Thursday in audio form. And in video form. That schedule's a little bit off the rails sometimes because I'm not always available to record, but we shoot this live on YouTube and then put out the audio version. So if you're listening to this, there's a video version of this live on our YouTube. Just go to our lives. If you're watching this right now and you had to stop for any reason and want to just hear the audio version as you drive, as you jog, any of that kind of stuff, it's all available at comicbookclick.com, where all of our episodes are available at. If you don't want to download a new like podcast app, we're available with every podcast app: Podbean, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, TuneFind, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Any app that has a podcast, we're on it. Our digital footprint is well earned. We've done a lot of work in this space, and so if you want to look us up, you can just go to Google Major Issues Podcast, and we'll be the first results to come up as we continue to talk about the latest and greatest things to come to comic books and comic book media. But yeah, once you're over there at comicbookclick.com and you're checking out all the episodes of the podcast, I would implore you to go check out the major reviews. And we got an international review team that includes Sawyer here. I get some reviews done here and there, but I'm so proud of this team that has grown, right, so exponentially since this has started. Our reviewers are bleeding through to the podcast, bleeding through to other video series like major previews and stuff.
Doing their own.
Frank came on as a reviewer, and now he got Frank's favorites, and he's spearheading Local Heroes, where we talk to local comic book shop owners. It's been such a treasure trove of talent that we've unearthed here, and it's been so cool to watch these guys grow, both as reviewers and also as people. So go ahead and check out all the reviews. There's brand new reviews each and every day. They're all labors of love. These guys are busting their butts to get them done, so go ahead and check those out. What else is over there? Oh, just check out all of our other kind of series. Major Hauls, which drops once a week, from Alex Garcia, aka The Cog, where he shows you the books that he's gotten. Major Previews, which drops once a month, which is a look into the solicitations, and so he's on there as well. And we look through the solicitations and try to pick what comics we think are going to be hot for the month. That's a really, really fun game. It's almost like betting on horses a little bit.
Talking about Exquisite Corpses on there for 2 months now.
Yeah.
Or, well, 3 months, because I didn't do one in the middle.
Yeah.
Every chance I get, I talk about Exquisite Corpses.
It needs more evangelists, so that makes sense. But yeah, go and check out our video series there. We're at facebook.com/comicbookclick, Instagram at comicbookclick, and you can use that hashtag comicbookclick to talk about the newest, hottest, latest, and greatest things. Come to Comic Books and Comic Book Media. We're at Major Issues CBC on Twitter, and also at Major Issues CBC on Twitch. And we also share comicbookclick.com with the great folks at Dirt Sheet Radio, the industry leaders, professional wrestling and pop culture. Those guys work tirelessly to do post-show recaps of every single professional wrestling under the globe. It doesn't even matter if they speak the language. They're killing the game over there. Really, really working hard. John Scudero runs a tight ship. And he comes over here and helps us out with Comic Book Click when he can, but he's really His passion project has been Dirt Sheet Radio, and watching that grow has been tremendous. So if you're done checking out all the stuff that we do on our website, go ahead and check out Dirt Sheet Radio, because those guys are killing it. Last but not least, if you can help us out in any way, consider buying some merch from us. You can go to comicbookclick.com, and if you hit that Shop CBC link, it'll take you to some merch where we get a kickback for every single thing that you purchase. If not, you can go to patreon.com/CBC Clubhouse, and for as little as 10 cents a month, 10 cents a day, $3 a month, changing your couch, we can keep doing what we do, which is provide all of this content free of charge. But any kind of contribution allows us to buy the hardware and the software that we need to keep providing this stuff free of charge. So consider doing that. It helps out a bunch. All that we do here from Comic Book Click is a labor of love. Everyone is so passionate in what they do, which what keeps the battery in my back and keeps us doing what we're doing as we march on towards episode 450 of this, towards 66,000 on Facebook. It's getting crazy out here, man. I just looked at the spreadsheet for the reviews that we've been doing, and we are on our 220th title. That's how many books we've reviewed. All the members of the team. It's crazy. It's bonkers. It keeps growing. So get on the bandwagon before the bandwagon gets full. We won't be able to hear you in the back. So make sure that you're following us everywhere we go. We'll be back here next week. And getting ready for all things Spider-Man, which is right around the corner as well, and then Avengers Doomsday. So it's gonna be a fun time over here. But yeah, thanks so much, Sawyer, for giving us your time here. I'm really glad I got you two guys on because I know how much this series meant to you, and I wanted this episode to have that energy in it, and I think we accomplished that. So with that all being said, there's nothing else left to say, but my name is George Serrano, aka The Don.
Robert.
I'm Simply Sawyer.
And this has been our Exquisite Corpses recap and review. And remember, whether you're a creepy nurse, like to wear a fox mask before you kill, or have an inexplicable attraction to Rascal Randy. Looking at you, girl. Remember that we are the Click. Remember that we are the Click. Remember, there's nothing wrong with that. And always remember that you, yes, you are worthy.